Oh, we gotta go live. We are live.
Yes,
everybody.
we are live, everybody.
So this is the super secret Christmas show, and my
Hello.
mic is working tonight. So blah.
There we go.
That's right. That's right.
So in 2 days, I don't know if I don't think anybody knows this, but I'm a Capricorn. Yeah. And that being said, my birthday is tomorrow.
Oh,
Wait. Okay.
look at that. Born on the same day as our Lord and Savior.
Lord Jesus. You can call me Jesus or
The
Jesus.
Jesus of Comicsgate.
But so what I usually do is I used to vegetate, right? Like on my birthday and shit like that, and just not do anything. And when I used to work for people, it didn't matter what was happening the next day, I would always take off. You know what I'm saying? Like I could have a fucking meeting where I had to meet with clients and shit like that. And I was just like, nah, it's not gonna happen. Yeah. But so this time, like I'm just gonna spend the whole day like doing a painting, right? Something that I want to do and not something that I have to do, you know. And for this one, it's gonna be this.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is actually a piece of artwork done by Tim Vigil, you know, and I actually bought this piece from him. So you know, and I was like, you mind if I paint it? He was like, go ahead. I was like, can I use the character in Don Devils? He said, yeah, that'd be awesome. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm probably gonna use it as a cover to one of the Non-Devils issues when we finally produce it. Yeah. And yeah, dude. What's up, Rick? So yeah, actually, we have 3 people watching. That's probably all 3 of you motherfuckers.
No, I'm actually on my phone, so I can't even see the YouTube chat. You have to take your word for it.
It says 5. It says 5 on my side. Oh, my icon ain't showing up. What the fuck?
Yeah, Rick. Hey, Rick, if you want to come in, I'll go ahead and send you a link, dude. Actually, I'll just put the link in the chat. But yeah, dude, since it's a Christmas episode, we'll just do an open mic, you know, a no drama Christmas episode. Made in hell. We get him or her. I don't know.
But what if we want to talk about Star Wars drama? You know?
Yeah.
Dude, I know nothing about Star Wars. So
Which-
Nah,
what's
I just-
happening with Star Wars?
I just want to laugh at these people who have deluded themselves into thinking that Kathleen Kennedy still running Lucasfilm is gonna, you know, magically, you know, not just because they got to do a couple good seasons of Mandalorian, everything is
Yeah.
fixed. It's delusional.
Isn't that Weinstein dude, or excuse me, that Weinstein girl, working in the Star Wars franchise now? The personal assistant for Harvey Weinstein. She's at Star Wars.
I think I saw something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Did she get touched by Harvey Weinstein? Or was it?
She
was
probably
Harvey Weinstein the one that got her like?
she
put her-
Yeah,
sodomized Harvey.
he's the
Probably.
one who's using his power for nefarious stuff with women.
Yeah, didn't he touch that big muscular black dude too? Like he?
No, that was
That
another Hollywood weirdo.
Ah,
You know?
okay,
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them, you know.
dude, that's some freaky shit right there.
Yeah,
Dude.
No, but I compare it to when DC did Rebirth. You know, I was excited too. I fought for the bait and switch, I guess you'd call it. You know, I thought Rebirth. Jeff Johns is gonna spearhead this. It's gonna be great. What happened a year later? Dan Didio went behind the scenes and sabotaged the whole plan, and DC went back to being shit. Star Wars will never be fixed unless Kathleen Kennedy's fully gone. You're deluding yourself if you think anything else. And all these people patting themselves on the back talking about we won. That's like saying we won the Richard C. Meyer lawsuit.
Yeah.
Let's wake up from this fever dream and let's
Like-
have reality in 2021. You know, please.
Does anybody know what happened with that? Like, what kind of draw did they like? What kind of conclusion did they come to? Did they just mutually?
They just
decide
backed
to
out.
drop
They
it?
backed out
Yeah,
together.
Zach said, "I'm done."
Yeah.
Like no reason, just I think this is.
I mean, we can
Well-
speculate, but
Yeah, I'll speculate. I think I'm speculating, of course. I don't think Zach ever wanted to do this. And the money that was raised, he was kind of like put into the position. And it's been put out with 3 years now, 2.5,
Yeah.
3 years. And it's the point where Zach's like, all right, I'm done. And clearly there was more conversations. But if you looked at because the last time they posted the court docket, bro, it's just a bunch of procrastination. It's a
Yeah,
bunch of
but
bullshit.
in the beginning, like there was some real hate there, dude. Like for both of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Zach fucking hated fucking, you know.
Yeah, but what I don't want to cut you off, but Wade has Zayd on retainer, bro. Like so even though
Oh
Wade is
shit.
spent there's no Wade he's spending money, but he ain't spending the type of money Zach is spending.
Yeah.
And Zach is spending a brick of money, and it's just honestly it's a fucking lost cause.
Yeah.
It's a
No, I
lost
figured it was. I figured, like, I mean, I get it. Like, it was supposed to be like this big thing where it was going to set a precedent to stop Mark Wade from
Yeah,
coming.
but here's the
everybody.
thing. Like, you know, he
Yeah.
wasn't spending his money; he was spending my money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, you know, I donated. So, you know,
Did you?
it's cool that
Damn.
he wants to give up. I don't.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So
another
that's
thing
why I'm
too.
calling.
Like,
I'm calling for like a little accounting because I need because right now I need to know where all the money went.
you see, you do have a point, because what I'm thinking is like it's a lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Mhm.
have you ever been in a lawsuit where you're not being sued, but you're the suee, where your lawyer wasn't going to get paid at the end of the lawsuit?
Bro, it's insane.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the way every lawsuit works. Like it's not like you retain a lawyer, but that the bulk of that money that's coming to you is going to probably go to that lawyer. Like, at least, dude, when I sued very high-end television network and I won, I can't talk. I'm under a gag.
Yes. Careful,
So,
careful
you know.
with everything said right here.
Yeah,
No
I know.
names.
If
Nothing
you want,
attached.
you can Google my name, because it's the most ridiculous thing ever, because everything's still on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but you know, NDAs are there for a reason, brother.
yeah. But anyway, when I won, like 60% of all my winnings went to my lawyer.
Yeah, dude.
Another 20% went to my ex-wife. And we were divorced for at least 3 years before I even pushed a lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't matter, you know?
Look,
And yeah, like
there's
it was
3 things that are always going to get their money: ex-wives, lawyers, and the government.
Let me put it this way. There's no, like, I've been in like very few lawsuits, right? Like when I was a kid, I was on a blind date, you know, and this is a great story. So, all right, so I just moved back from Mississippi, right? So I'm kind of a hick, right? Like I come back, you know, and I'm, you know, back to Louisiana, and my next door neighbor, you know, we used to fight like cats and dogs when we were growing up, you know, and that, you know, but it's been years, right? And now we're teenagers, and he's like, hey, my girlfriend's cousin is looking for a date, and we're going out tomorrow night. You want to come and maybe keep her company, you know, be a blind date? I was like, all right, cool. I said, what does she look like? He goes, dude, she's hot, right? She was the exact opposite of hot. You know, and so he's like, okay. I said that'll work. I said, what time? He said, well, around, you know, 7:30. I was like, all right, cool. I wasn't 8, something like that. And he goes, don't call, just meet me over here. I was like, all right, cool. So I do it, right? And he's like, yeah. We took his grandmother's car, because we both live with our grandparents. And his grandmother's car was like this fucking tank, right? It's like this gigantic fucking Cadillac from the 60s or 70s or something like that, right? And oh, cool, dude. And you know what I'm talking about. We'll wait till we get to the part about the cops. So, Rick.
Yes, I'm just waiting. At what time did the police pull you over?
Yeah, so check it out, right? Yeah, this ain't a pull over type of situation. Yeah, so I get in the car, and we go pick up his old lady and her cousin, and his old lady comes out. You know, she's kind of a short chick, and then, you know, this other chick comes out, and I'm like, well, where's my date? Is she behind the 300-pound chick, or? He goes, no, that's her. I was like, you fucking prick, dude. It's like, this was the biggest woman I've ever seen before in my life, dude. Right? She was huge, and I'm like, this is the worst time ever, right? This is gonna be horrible, and And even when I was on the phone with her, like, because he gave me her number, he's like, "Yeah, just go ahead and talk to her a little bit." I was like, "All right, cool." You know, she even said she was hot on the phone, right? And yeah, that dude, I got played so bad in this situation. So we stopped, we got a bite to eat, and then everybody, I was like, "Let's just go hang out someplace where nobody's going to see us, right? Like anywhere's where nobody's going to see us." You know? But then they were like, he had like this great idea. He's like, let's go to the French Quarter and go walk around the French Quarter. I was like, I don't want to do that, you know. But I was outvoted, so we started heading to the French Quarter, you know. And then we got into Desire Projects, was a really bad spot. You know, it's over this. You have to get over a bridge, you know, and fucking it's a big fucking like trek, right? And he had his bright lights on in the city. And the cops don't like that. And apparently he stole the car. So when they went to go pull us over, he decided he was going to run. Right? So he takes off, dude. And remember, we're in this gigantic fucking tank, right? And we're headed back to fucking Chalmette. Like he's gunning this fucking beast. You know, we're going against traffic. He cuts over the neutral ground. And we're still going against traffic, and he fucking jets in because they had a police barricade, right? The police radioed ahead and they formed a barricade to stop us. And he's like, nope. So he takes the back roads, and we come to this the railroad tracks, right? And it's like this hump, you know, where the railroad tracks is, you know, and he jumps that, and when he jumps that, when we're landing, I look over and I see this chick coming from one end of the car all the way towards me. So I brace myself. I'm like, fuck, this is going to hurt. And it did. It hurt. I was squished between her and the door. And so we keep going. The cops barricade us off again. And this time they trapped us, right? Because they were smart. They barricaded off this street. We turned and there's another barricade. They got us. He's like, lock the doors. Cops draw their weapons because they don't know what they're getting into, dude. And immediately, I'm like, this has been a hell of a night, but I'm out. So I open the door, I stand up, and immediately I'm thrown to the ground, and I have like 3 officers on top of me just beating the shit out of me with billy clubs, you know, fucking pistol whipped, all that kind of shit, dude. I am fucked up, you know? And then he's next to me. They finally get him out of the car. They throw him on the ground, and he's screaming for his mother, right? He's like, mommy, you know, and she's fucking beating the shit out of him. I was like, and I'm buckled down like this, dude. And I'm like, and all I could think was like, there wasn't much pain because so many people were hitting me at once. Like, I don't think my body could focus on any one area. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just felt like I was just getting pummeled. Right. And, but all I could think was like, that's fucking embarrassing, dude. It's like calling out for your mother when you're getting your ass kicked. I was like, that's not cool, you know? And so anyway, I pressed a lawsuit against the city, you know, for that. And it took years to get the money because I don't know if like New Orleans is broke. You know? Well, they're not really broke because all the politicians make mad cash, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to like paying people because they've been wronged or anything like that, like they have no money for that. So when I finally got paid, the lawyer took 90% of it, you know?
Yeah.
And like, that was it, you know? And when you ask about it, like every time I've been in any type of situation like that, whenever you ask about it, like where'd the money go? It's always paperwork, or we had to hire an expert or some stupid shit like that. Right. It's never, you know, it's never like, well, we fucked you. That's what happened. And this is your new reality with no money and a bunch of bruises. But yeah, dude, that's what happened.
I had a short story. It happened to me. I was in my truck and I got an F-150. It's a 2006 or 2008. And I was sitting at an intersection. You know what a fifth wheel is?
I've heard of that.
So so a fifth wheel is just the hitch is inside of the truck bed instead of the little ball hitch on the back. It's in the actual truck bed.
Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah.
So anyway, where I live, there's a spot where you come downhill. There's a red light. That motherfucker hit me with his fifth wheel. He had like a shit, I don't remember what you call it, but it was like a 2-bedroom RV on the back. and that motherfucker, he shot me like a slingshot when he fucking hit my rear end because I was at the stoplight and he was slamming on his brakes, but he has all the weight of that fifth wheel.
Yeah, you're not
And he
stopping
fucking
that easy.
slammed into me, and bro, I fucking, I shot so far forward. But anyway, I ended up getting like a $12,000 or $13,000 settlement. But because I have my own small business, I could not deal with it at that particular moment, bro. I got like $2,800 out of $13,000, and the lawyers kept 10 G's.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've never been in a situation where I actually made money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was ridiculous.
Like even when I got into that, when I had artwork stolen from me and I had to sue that company, you know, that media company. Like, I mean, we're talking over $100,000, dude. You know what I'm saying? And I literally got less than 10%.
Yeah, they keep 90 to 95%.
Yeah, I mean, and like
unless you got a lawyer that you keep
on retainer,
where you keep on retainer, where there is something in the contract that you have litigated where it's something. So there are certain retainers where you can get 50-50. And there's not a lot of lawyers that'll do that. They're usually like 60-70. They'll keep 60-70. And then
that's
you'll
because
get
you got them on retainer, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
well, you pay a higher monthly percentage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like $500 a month, $300 a month, or some shit.
Well,
like
that's a lot. I don't think so. I have a few friends. They don't pay anywhere near that. It's around 200. I say 200, 250.
Yeah, it's like a car note, right?
About.
Yeah. No, I'm not getting a lawyer on retainer, dude, because I've literally only been in maybe 2 lawsuits in my whole life. You know what I'm saying? And as far as tickets, like when I've gotten tickets, it was definitely my fault. Like
I've had so many, bro.
You know, I'm actually thinking about getting a lawyer on retainer so he can tweet out bullshit like Mark Zaid.
Yeah.
Well, I think Zaid had a little extra help from his job. So, I guarantee you in his contract, he gets a X amount of dollars allotted to him in legal situations.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you that's a part of his contract. Somewhere in there, that is a part of his contract.
Well, isn't Mark Waid always getting sued, though?
Like, you mean Mark Waid or Mark Zaid?
I don't know.
Zaid is the lawyer. Wade is the Marvel guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because Mark Waid
no
has
idea.
Zaid on retainer. Like,
I have no idea.
Because wasn't there like a comic? I remember in the beginning when everybody was talking about this shit, like it was like there was a comic shop that he was friends with the people and he basically like dicked them over big time. Like he pushed them out of the shop, you know, and just took over the shop for himself and then closed it.
I mean, usually people who are criminals usually have a lawyer on retainer.
Where was that at? Where was that?
You can look it up. It's all in it's all.
Yeah, I think you can find it on Bleeding Cool. If you want to catch a virus.
And that Mark Waid was a part of that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy is crooked, bro.
But they didn't want to sue Mark Waid or push any type of legal action because
he had money. He
had fuck you money. Like, he was like, I'll just fucking we can do this if you want, but you guys are gonna go broke first. Yeah.
Well, if you look at Mark Waid's background, he's a super lawyer. So whatever. That guy Mark Zaid is a super lawyer. If I said Wade, my bad. Mark Zaid, he's one of those high dollar lawyers, and I bet you.
Yes, he's another crook.
Yeah.
Is this before he got into comics?
So I'll give you an example. I have a buddy who owns. He owns 2. Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. The ones he has 2 tow trucks. Sorry, I drew a blank for a second. He owns 2 of his own tow trucks. He drives his own, and he has a guy full time who drives the second truck, and he has a guy part time who drives both trucks in between. And he's on a list, and on that, so he's on a police list. So, say for example, Preston
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, if you get in an accident, his
and I don't
truck.
have a guy. You
Yeah,
know, they call
so
him.
he's next on the list. So I think Zaid was one of those guys. It could have been anybody. I mean, because I have lawyer friends who I'm not gloating at all, but I have lawyer friends who especially in Virginia who in Virginia, in the 7 cities of Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Portsmouth, and all of that. It's a really interesting system, and especially if your family is involved, and
That's that commie shit.
my hat fits the program. The program fits the program, and but anyway, it's a money system, bro. It's a money system.
It's all about money. They already said like justice isn't about justice. It's about
It's a
money.
money
You
system.
know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I don't know. I wonder what this is going to hold for the future, though. For anybody who,
Mhm.
what if? I mean, is this going to give like Wade more clout to go ahead and do whatever he wants? Because
Oh yeah,
he
he's,
doesn't
think-
untouchable now.
He'll feel
He can do
strong.
whatever he wants.
He'll feel strong.
Yeah.
Because what would have happened, and you guys know this, Zaid has the ability to run this on for like 5 to 10 more years, and he'll completely run dry all of Zach's funds. And it'll be a waste of fucking money.
Is he still going to have time to write comics in the meantime? Like,
Well, if your lawyer's involved, so say for example, so I imagine Zach's lawyer is about be reasonable. Let's be reasonable. About $1,000 to $2,200 an hour. And so Zach will spend about 4 to 6 hours.
that's a
with that
lot,
lawyer.
dude. Are you sure? Like,
Yes. Yes.
Really?
And
Fuck.
Mark Zaid is no telling what he charges an hour. I bet you he charges about $5,000 to $10,000 an hour.
Get out of here. Are you serious?
Mark
Holy
Zaid,
fuck,
I
dude.
guarantee you, he charges about $5,000 to $10,000 an
That's
hour.
crazy. Like my
So-
divorce lawyer charged $100 an hour. Like,
Bro,
I guess that's
I
low.
spent-
I spent.
So
I had to give him
Unless
$4,000 up
unless
front.
these guys are like mega corporation guys, they're not charging
Yeah.
like $6,000 to $10,000 an hour.
well, that's
like,
what I meant on retainer. Retainer.
yeah. I
Retainer.
mean, it only costs you about $2,500 to $3,000 to file
Agreed.
initially.
Wasn't Mark Zaid like a
And that's what I was
lawyer
saying.
to the
So Mark
stars or
Zaid,
something like that?
well, that's what to hop back on that.
Yeah.
So if you were to come to and I'll shut up after this. So Mark Zaid, if you or I were to come to him, he would charge us $5,000 to $10,000 an hour on retainer, like I was saying with the people. So if you're going down a list, if you're next on the tow truck list to come in and hey guys, I'm here. What's going on? Let me know. So he's on retainer. So Mark Zaid probably gets, who fucking knows how much he gets a month from Marvel, but he's part of a group. We all know how it works.
Whoa, this is
So
he on
and-
retainer about Marvel or is he on retainer?
so
about-
I guarantee you Marvel, just like everybody does, they have a list of lawyers, and per incident they just hit each lawyer, and each lawyer, because you have a branch, and then and these are just like, so say for example, if you got hired at Kia or Ford, when you first get hired, you do not work for Kia or Ford. You work for a company that subcontracts them out.
Yeah.
And so the retainers are the exact same way for lawyers. So there's a bigger company that controls a larger contract, and then just like tow trucks, they have a list of tow truck drivers or lawyers, and as they go down the list, or if you have a preferable lawyer, which means he probably pays a little bit more a month. It's age old. It's age old. And
It's ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous. But
It's-
as I said on my own
Yeah.
stream a while ago, this empowers. This was to set precedent so that social justice warriors respond to one thing, and it is
Mhm.
bullying and fear, because they are bullies and fearmongers.
now they'll use
So-
fisticuffs.
And now they're like, we won.
Mhm.
And nothing's going to happen to me because nothing happened to Mark. And they're not smart enough to think, well, he, spent thousands of dollars in his defense and everything like that. They're just going to be like, well, it can't happen to me. And so it's going to be a bunch of hand throwing again, back like in 2016. I expect to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not just that.
Trump's going to be out of the White House allegedly. Apparently, this is what I'm being told. I don't know. I'm not keeping up on it as well as I would like. So you're going to have a Dem running the country again, and it's going to be Obama all over again, but cranked up to 11.
Well,
Because they just had their big win.
That he's not going to be out of the White House. Yeah.
He ain't going nowhere.
Well, you guys know where I stand, but let's say that let's just plan for the worst and then hope we don't have to live with that.
That's exactly what I'm
Agreed.
doing. But like I said, like I've been talking to like anybody who's a creator, artist, or anything like that, you have to be a Trump fan. You know what I'm saying? Because if you liked these last 4 years of prosperity, then you should definitely be a Trump fan. But there's a lot of people out there that they go with the herd. You know what I'm saying? And if the herd's
they're definitely
let's go and mob this fucking shop and take everything because everybody else is doing it, they're going to go do it too. And I got a feeling that's what's happening right now with the whole Biden thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Mark Waid is a bully. He's always been a bully.
Yeah.
It's not going to change. You're talking about the business that he was in earlier, where he was where he was completely going off his rocker at the people that were running the store. This is the measure of the man's character. This is what we should expect from him, and we just empowered him.
Well, now there's another thing too. Like, I mean, I don't know if you've heard, but Mark Waid had his boys out there looking for Zach at a show, and he was going to whoop Zach's ass once he.
Where is this?
Sorry, I couldn't finish it.
No, it's all right. Regardless,
he told his minions to bring Zach to him. He was like,
"Yeah,
you bring him to me."
You're stupid, man.
He's like, fucking, like, who is he? Dr. Doom? I was like,
bring them to me now.
Bring them to me.
That was perfect,
I think that my rendition of "Bring Him to Me" is the best rendition of "Bring Him to Me."
I don't know. That'll live in infamy, bro.
You gotta wonder how smart people are to figure this stuff out. Because I am a student of irony.
Yes,
but I think it goes above a lot of people's heads. But we'll keep that a super secret on this 5-man stream.
It's just really funny. Yours might have been better, but Mark Waid's was funnier because he's like, "Bring them to me."
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're in a corporate, I've dealt with corporate lawyers through certain instances, and there has been situations where you only go and you have a conference with that lawyer once every 2 or 3 weeks. So in an 8-month period, you've only talked to your lawyer 4 times.
Yeah,
and
that's pretty standard in my experience. Like
exactly, but they will like over exemplify like what's going on, like rah rah, yeah, scare, fear, or whatever the scenario is. But Mark Waid's probably had 8 less than 5 conferences with his lawyer, in a 1-year period, and this is par for the course. And I think a lot of people don't grasp that because they've never experienced it.
At the end of the day, my opinion is this: if you were going to fight I know this is a sort of unpopular opinion. I'm an unpopular guy, but if you take money from a whole bunch of people, say that you're going to take something to court, then you see it through, even if you lose. You know what I mean? You go to the mat with it. You that's how a man would do.
Well, let me put it this way: like, what are you losing if you see it through? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're using other people's money, other people's fuel to power your tractor, there's no reason why you wouldn't follow it through.
Exactly. To me,
I'm in my chill out mode. No, I'm not in my Alex Jones YouTube mode. I'm sorry, but I wanted to bring some people over to your show, Preston. I saw you're on. I didn't know you're doing it, but let me try to be Alex Jones Liam for a little while and just say that
Arthur Sweetum me and Arthur Sweetum has the same. We have the same manager, actually, art manager.
Oh, nice.
And
nice.
the deal with Arthur Sweetum with those tables is every show. And look, the only reason I know this is because yes, we have the same manager, and I talked to her about it. And the reason why it said that he takes too many tables. Well, Arthur Sweetum's actually guaranteed a certain number of tables at every show. And every now and then, the organizers of that show make a mistake, and they're like, "Well, this table's for Arthur Sweetum. We'll give these tables to whoever." They don't realize that, like, most of that row is reserved for Arthur Sweetum. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't put anybody next to him because he needs to spread out. And so what he does is he just says, "Well, these are all mine, so I'm taking them." But he's actually guaranteed those tables at a show. That's why, it's Bleeding Cool misrepresenting the story is what happened. That's why it's reading like that. Yeah.
How dare you say that about Rich? I mean,
not now. Come on, let's not demonize Rich.
The entire internet, that creepy perv.
Yeah, right.
When that story comes out about him.
Dude, look what he did to Avatar. Like Avatar, he turned it into some like porno jungle comic bullshit.
What are you talking about?
Avatar Press. Like Avatar Press used to be made up of Warren Ellis and everybody like that. And then he took over Avatar, and then it's like these porno comics he put, out with it. Fucking ruin that shit.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Hex does don't believe everything that comes out of Bleeding Cool.
What if
I don't read
my like I was saying, my crazy Alex Jones conspiracy theory, the thing that's gonna get people going, oh my gosh, Liam, is I think it's very convenient. I think it's very convenient that he settles the case and then launches a campaign. I'm just going to say that. And I think that there is a calculated measure by certain people.
Wait, are we talking about which one are we talking? Are we talking about
your
Mark
boy
Waid?
Zach?
Are we talking
about your boy Zach. I think.
Well, that's the weird thing about it.
I don't think it's weird at all. I think that if you look at it from a business sense, from a money point of view, rather than I think that it's very. Okay, so this was an issue that was publicized in a massive capacity across a number of larger YouTube channels within the independent comic book space, which resulted in a huge amount of fan engagement, which translates into a lot of super chat money and a single narrative thread that you can gather an entire audience behind and rally everyone behind at a time where all of our enemies are essentially defeated or look like fools, and many of us are turning on each other to try and make new enemies for content. So this is an opportunity and hey, this is my Alex Jones side of me talking. Maybe there is no one at the Bohemian Grove, but I will just say that now there is a common enemy that everyone's upset with. Everyone will be able to rally behind it. Like they'll be able to rally the community. It'll be very profitable for the people reporting on it. And who profits the most from the SJWs having a victory and then going into full gear like 2016 again? 2016 was a very, very successful year financially for a few people, and maybe the fact that they don't have the enemies that made them successful anymore is something that they long for a return to, so much so that they might bring some of those enemies back.
The only thing I can say about that, the only hole I see in that, and I see where you're going with it, like trying to reignite the fires that, but the problem I see is that Marvel and DC aren't as strong as they were in 2016. Like they're fucking crippled to the point to where they're literally a couple of steps above being an alternative press. You know what I'm saying?
But you really don't need Marvel and DC. What you need is Gail Simone. Yeah. What you need is Mark Waid. You need these characters that are going to rally all of their angry social justice mob against CG, against the other indies, against the other creators. Of course, you're invulnerable. You're immune. These bigger guys have got huge channels. They're bulletproof. Everyone will rally and stand with them. And they just don't really care too much about the collateral damage that the rest of us are going to have to deal with. That's the unfortunate reality of it. Now, I could be completely wrong. I could be a crazy conspiracy guy, like I said, turning the frogs gay here. But I will say that it's a whole bunch of coincidences and conveniences that translate into money. I'm just seeing a lot of patterns.
Yeah.
A lot of patterns.
Here's the thing. though, and this is one piece of advice I can give everybody who's doesn't have a huge channel and that is a creator that maybe is hitting under 20K, on your campaign. If you get involved in drama, in 5 years, all you're going to have is that drama. If you put your head down and you get your IPs done, in 5 years, you're going to have a ton of IPs that you can capitalize on.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it sounds attractive and sexy and all that shit right now, as far as like getting involved in it. If you don't get involved and you put your head down, trust me, it'll pay off in the long run.
Yeah. I say that to everyone. I mean, look at what happened to me. Look at what fucking happened to me. It was the worst fucking thing ever. I tried to get people together to have a conversation so that people within our fandom were not fighting with each other. A whole bunch of grown men had a bitch fit at each other. I got blamed for the actions of other people screaming at each other. I shut my show down. I walk away because I don't want to be part of the drama. And I'm still known as this drama whore. And it's like, you know what? I didn't want any part of it. And it's all stuck to me. There's this huge spin on everything I do.
Well, I gotta say, like me, J Money, and Edwin, like we had some shit. Like we got down into it, and we all blamed you.
Yeah,
You
totally,
ignited that shit between us.
I was like, you know what? I've had enough. It's time to blame Liam. Let's pull a switch. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, well, it sucked. I mean, it sucked. You laugh about it, but I mean, like, there was a concerted effort. Like, this is not crazy conspiracy theory. This isn't Liam putting on a joke here. There was a concerted effort to turn me into the next Preston Poulter, to make me the next villain of the community. I was called a Nazi. I was called anti-Comicsgate. I love Comicsgate. I was here before Ethan. I was here before so many people. I've been pushing back against the corruption and the cronyism and the nepotism in the industry for nearly a decade, and I just really wanted things to be better, and I got painted as this huge bad guy. And like at the peak of my career, where I could have really leaned into the blood sports thing and gone the Ethan Ralph route. I could have deliberately agitated people or deliberately, played into the drama cliques. At the peak of my power, I said, I don't want to do this because I don't want to destroy this community and hurt people. I wanted to help people. I walked away, and everyone paints me as a complete douchebag and a bad guy. And it's like, why? Because I just was adjacent to drama. And then that drama became my fault. It didn't matter that this was other people saying things to people, that it was happening on Twitter and I was just talking about it and trying to work it out. Like, that doesn't matter. No one cares about that. They just care about having a fall guy to pin it all on. And
yeah, but you heard what you just said?
Yeah.
Like you were trying to help them work it out.
Yep, don't do it. That's what I'm saying to everyone.
That's called bait. I'm saying, like, you got baited into it and you took the bait. When here's the thing, dude, like if you don't respond, you take away that power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I don't even look at it like that. I don't want to interrupt you guys, but so a couple of my bosses, I had a boss who grew up around Canterbury and London, and I had another boss, and these two grew up in business together, and I worked under them. And then Hugh, that's not his real name, but Hugh, he was Iranian, and he grew up during the Iranian Revolution, and then he moved to London, and that's where he met, we'll call him Ben. So Hugh and Ben. And these guys are they're like real life people who practice the actions and the antics that people like Howard Stern and other really big personalities who are able to get like the mindset of multiple people together. And I think, and maybe you may not understand what I just said, but I think Santa Claus, I think you kind of fell victim to that. And one of my so it's really funny. So I was trained by a really aristocratic British guy and an Iranian guy, and one of the main supervisors of the company was a Jewish guy. And so it's like it's a really interesting dynamic And he would actually punch me in the kidney when I wasn't looking. Like he would literally hit me. And
Yeah,
he's
well, that's how it used to be for me.
yeah,
you know?
and what he would do, he'd be like, you got to learn to take the punches, bro.
Well, I think what he was trying to show you is that
And
I think the way they get people to do what they want them to do is they depend on that reactionary move. You know what I'm saying?
that's-
Like they want you to
yes.
react. You
and
know?
that's what I'm saying. So he would literally hit me. And because I had grown up with him since 17, 18 years old, and like I'm 36, 37 at this time. So
Yeah.
I've been under this guy who's at this point, he's a 60-year-old Jewish guy, and he's pretty orthodox in his ways. And he would, so when he would punch me, I didn't give a shit because like he would fucking punch me. Like he wouldn't come up to me and be like, he would bow, he would fucking hit me so hard, like right in the kidney. And
Then
especially
he would try to. Would he try to get your pants down? at
well,
that
so
point?
what it was is my Iranian boss was really, really strict. So I worked in a company where I would hire and fire people a lot. And we were in an industry where we did contractual work. And once you worked with the certain subset of group of people for a little bit of time, you were allowed into their reality conversation wise.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
sometimes, bro, like, so we would have these meetings where you would hear the real conversations, and I would come out of those meetings, and I'm a younger guy in my younger 30s, and he would fucking slug me, and then we would have a conversation afterwards.
I hate being hit in the kidneys, dude. It feels like
And-
getting hit in the balls, except in your stomach, dude. It fucking hurts.
But I think you guys get what I'm saying, and especially when you've been around with people who move around a lot of money and they're in contracts that deal with, state and even federal contracts where you're employing people out and you're in charge of hiring, and you motherfucker, you better make sure you hired those 75 people, and you better make sure that they're trained.
yeah.
And there is no fucking around.
No,
And,
no, it's dead
especially
serious.
if they got to go work in a prison. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, these are the type of people that I dealt with, and it was fun. It was the most eye-opening experience in my life. And I feel like sometimes, like what Liam was just explaining was exactly like what I experienced physically in real life with people who dealt with very large contracts. And
No, I used to have to deal with the same thing, dude. I mean, it's when I used to work for people, like these guys used to run these, like, it was amazing to me how they kept everybody going. You know what I'm saying? Because I've worked for people who didn't know how to run their company, and they would lose control of their employees because they didn't know how to talk to them. They didn't know how to motivate them. They didn't know how to make them do what they wanted to do. But then I worked for other people who ran three to four times more people. And it was easy. It was like wizardry. You know what I'm saying? And it's because they knew how to manipulate those motherfuckers, And then I tried it, because after Katrina, I was put in a position where I was offered a piece of the company. You know what I'm saying? It was a t-shirt company, advertising t-shirts, printing, all that kind of stuff. And they were like, you've been with us for a while. We want to offer you, a partnership. And I was like, all right. But they wanted me to actually run the floor and, do the art and keep everybody moving. Dude, that is the hardest fucking thing because people are constantly asking for raises. You know what I'm saying? You just gave them a raise and they're like, well, we need more money. And I'm like, well, no, that's not the way it works. You know what I'm saying? Then you have to learn that you can't be friends with these motherfuckers. Like, even though you was friends with them before, you can't be friends with them now because they'll walk all over you. And this is how it has to be. You know what I'm saying? It's not the way. It's not because it just has to be that way. Because if it was any other way, you wouldn't be successful at running your company. And I've made every mistake.
I don't think you have to sabotage other people to run a successful.
Not sabotage.
Mm-mm.
You just have to cut yourself off.
Yeah.
Like the captain can't eat with the crew. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
it's that kind of mentality. Yeah.
No, I don't agree with that. I sit with my crew, and
I've run
run teams. I've run teams across a number of industries, and I always get on well with my team. I was taught to put my teams first, and people prosper under me. They thrive under me. I don't think that the captain eats last, like the team leader eats last. That
all the
was
time. Yeah.
me from like you put your team forward. Now that doesn't mean you let people walk over you or take advantage of you.
Well, that's
you know
what I'm saying.
mean?
When you become friends with those people, they're like, oh, we're cool. You know, he doesn't care if I'm late or if I'm this or I'm that, because they start taking advantage and he starts taking liberties. You know, because
Yeah, I'm with Preston,
Oh.
man. You can't be friends with people, you know.
Mhm.
Anytime one of my artists gets out of line, you know, I show up at their door, and when they answer, I just hit them in the ribs.
put a
I'm like, hey,
slapjack.
get to work on your pages, brother. I ain't got time for
I
this bullshit.
Story about getting hit in the kidneys, right? So I'm dead asleep. Me and my old lady were sleeping. All of a sudden, she yells out, "Get your hands out of my plate!" You know, and she comes along with a backhand right into my kidneys, dude. And I wake up like screaming. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh my god.
That shit lasted forever, dude. I was like, "Oh god, dude."
Oh goodness.
Fucking kidney shots, dude.
Yeah,
They
man,
were
you
worse.
learned not to put their hands on the plate again, did you?
No, she was dreaming. You don't understand. She was dead asleep and she was dreaming.
Look, man,
about
with dream or
taking
not,
food
you
out
learned
of
your
her-
lesson.
I did. I learned my lesson.
This is what we would have these things called kidney punch wars. And, so in my industry, again, like I had another friend of mine who I worked with for
cool.
almost a decade. Yeah, hell, brother. Earth Mind. Hell yeah, man. But anyway,
Yeah,
he
put
was-
me a review, dude. Send
so
me a
I
review.
have a tattoo on my right arm. It's really weird how all this worked out. So on my right arm, one of the tallest Jewish guys I've ever met in my life. He was like 6'6.5", 6'7". He did my Dawn tattoo on my right arm. And one
Oh,
of
you
the
got
guys,
a Dawn tattoo? You should
Yeah,
show
I
that off.
yeah. What am I wearing? Okay.
Na, 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 na.
Preston will do anything for views, and he's like,
He was one of the coolest dudes I ever met. He had just started, and you can barely see it. How do I do it?
Oh, that's kind of cool. I think I could see it.
How
She's
do
inside of the.
I don't know how to move with the fucking camera.
Well, if you keep moving,
It's better not to move. So,
All right,
people-
so there's her titty. You see her titty? You can see her titty.
Yeah.
we don't
and
want
then
to see
she-
too much of a titty because we'll get knocked off air. But
Well,
nah, they won't knock you off for a
and
titty.
so do you, Preston? You might know this. This is the feather. So she's wearing the jeans right here in the bottom, and then she
Oh,
has the
wait.
feather over her titty. Do you remember that? I don't think it was a cover. I think it was
A promo piece or something like that.
was- it was Linzer. It was a Linzer piece inside of I can go through one of these boxes, but that'd be
What up, Blue?
Hey, looking for that tattoo. He quit moving around.
I know.
What's up, Blue?
Hey,
Hey, I want to point out, Blue. For the longest time, I thought you were British.
okay.
no, he's just a man of sophistication and
I
class.
know, right?
Is that because
So
I
Blue,
can type OR without hitting a
Blue-
U in the middle, or is that because
So-
Brian.
And Merry
Dude,
Christmas to you, Mr. Brian.
I don't think I've been on a stream with you since like the last time I was on a stream with Preston as well, Brian. It's good to see you, my friend. How you
Hey,
been
Brian.
doing?
It's good to see you as well. Good to see you, Liam. Good to see you, J Money. Good to see you, Blue. Good to see you, Ace, and of course, Preston.
How you doing? How you
Jay
doing on
Dollar?
this,
You look good
Christmas
without
Eve,
the
Brian?
metal frames over your eyeballs.
The metal frames.
I think
Well,
what Blue's trying to say is you have
This is-
gorgeous eyes.
Yeah.
Jay
I do
Miller.
have sexy
You know-
eyes, actually.
Yeah, I would. When I didn't recognize those were dollar signs, I was like, "Why are his eyes in prison? What's going on?"
Why am I so
Actually-
captivated?
The only two parts of like I've like rotten like self-esteem, physical self-esteem, but I've got great eyes, right? Beautiful
Okay,
green
got you.
eyes, and I have amazing legs. Which is which is terrible. And all my girlfriends are like, "Man, your legs are amazing, but you have no ass."
What is going on, Brian?
Hey,
What
I also have no ass. You know, I've got Hank Hill ass. You know?
Like
Right, this
pancake
it
butt,
only-
right?
stream took a
it only took
left
2
turn.
minutes for Brian to turn this weird. That's
Oh,
that's a
dude.
new record.
I come fast with the fucking weird. You
he
know
started
that.
talking about green eyes and ass for a second.
Yeah, I was looking forward to Blue
Nice.
telling us a story about him getting punched in the kidney like everybody else on the team.
Oh man, yeah.
And then Brian had to make it weird.
Well, I
Kidney
mean,
shots in a way.
I had an experience like that too. Like, I was in bed with my girlfriend, right, and she was spooning me from behind, right.
What
And
the world?
in my dream,
Pegging?
just wait for it.
no, spooning.
Hey, when you say girlfriend, we are talking about a female. All right.
We're talking about yes, Preston. We're talking about a woman with a vagina, not a woman with a penis. Okay. But in my dream, somebody was like grabbing me from behind, and I was gonna nail him with the elbow, right? And I swear to God, I wake up, and it's as I'm throwing the elbow, like, oh shit, and just like, oh, like hit her in the gut. Didn't do any damage, thank God.
That
But
sucks.
I felt like that big for about a week.
That's when Brian lost his girlfriend.
So
And he
Brian,
became
man,
single.
That was later.
That's the end of that. That was the
Don't
end of
her
that. one.
ass.
it looks like Doc Salem has. Oh, you know Doc Salem, Preston, fucking bad habit. It looks like Preston has a whole lineup here, so he doesn't need the allure of the Orange Man anymore. So, but I'll take off and I'll get back to housework.
you're
But
leaving.
Brian,
Yeah,
Yeah.
got to.
And
You can stay if you
I
want.
know. I just want to rest. I wanted to try and get some of my viewers in here to help you. But Brian, just so that I can keep track of everything, like what's going on with you? When's your next book? Do you have anything out at the moment? Like, because I haven't. You haven't even been showing up in my Twitter feed and stuff. Like, I'm out at I don't know where you're at.
I've been
Sorry.
busy. I've been kind of like doing what Preston's been doing. I've been keeping my head down and working.
Mhm.
I wrote Nine Devils for Preston.
Yep.
That's about 90 pages. He's talking about like painting it. I hopefully he'll read it first and give me feedback so I can do some touch-ups before he starts committing the damn thing to canvas. And then Preston's going to be doing Six Gun Gorilla #8, Cemetery Without Crosses.
Nice.
And I'm also going to be writing, just about finished with like a 15-page story for Simon Poitier.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to be writing the Blood Hunt Doc Salem crossover. And Clint Stoker and I are talking about doing something too.
Dude, that's awesome. You really need to team up with. Are y'all talking about the Dracula project?
Well, nothing's official yet. I don't
Let's not talk about anything that's not carved in stone.
Is
I know
it
that.
something that we shouldn't talk about? Like you can break here live?
No, like
like
he hasn't even told me, so it's not like I'm hiding information, you know.
Okay, and Edwin, you've got something I think I saw in passing the other day on Twitter. You've got something that's coming out, or
Yeah,
am I
the
crazy?
Ace is
Did I dream it?
launching on. No, you're right. The Ace is launching January 31st on Indiegogo. It's going to be
Hell
fully
yeah.
complete, and sign up for the mailing list to get a badass trading card. So it's coming.
So I'm a piece of shit. What date was that it's launching? It's
January 31st.
January. So it's another January. So we're gonna have
Good
January.
day
We're
on
gonna have
launch too.
we're
dude.
gonna have the Ace, and we're gonna have Shadow the Kraken in January. Do we have any other? Do we have any
Abductables.
other? What was that, sir?
Abductables.
Abductables is launching in January as well, is it?
Yes.
Okay. Does anyone else know of any other January stuff that I might need to keep in mind?
I have no
Most
idea.
people don't launch in January. Usually, it's
Yeah.
like around February that the projects get
Well, he's
campaigns get rolling
launched.
again.
He's launching
know-
on January 31st. So it's,
Yeah. So right
so-
at the end. Yeah.
so-
Cool. All right. No, I just, it's getting hard for me to keep track of everything on my own projects. I've got so much going on all the time, and I'm just trying to keep up on everything. And so I thought but thanks for you guys for having me. Maybe I'll pop back in an hour or so if you guys are still going, but I'm just going to get the house tidy.
All right,
Thank you
man.
for having me.
Merry
You know-
Christmas, Liam.
Yeah. You
Be
too,
good,
brother.
Liam.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas, Liam.
Hail the chat. You guys take care of yourselves. Be excellent to one
What do
another.
they call Christmas in Australia?
Always.
We call it Chrissy and Liam Day, and Liam Day after me because I'm the next greatest thing to Christ. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, love you all. Stay awesome.
Peace out, man.
Why do all redheads think they're great?
And
I don't
like I said, the day like this is my birthday coming up. It's this Christmas. So
Really, you're a Christmas baby?
Capricorn. Yes, and it's
Really?
the worst.
Fun,
May I say, it is the worst time to ever have a birthday
Yeah.
because people double gift you.
Yeah. I just turned
Oh, that ain't right. That ain't right.
Every
Well-
year, it's the same thing.
And I
This
bet
is your Christmas birthday present.
and I
Oh,
bet
you mean
they
double? Oh, it's one gift, two purposes. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
what
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, and you know that they promise you, or they promise themselves when you're born that
sounds
they're going to
like
do
two
right
girls,
by
one
you.
cup.
But
No, nobody ever made that promise. I don't.
oh man, and the mail is running slow as fuck. People
Oh,
are
don't-
not
don't
getting
get me
their
started.
presents,
Don't
man.
get me started with that.
right.
Preston.
I've been waiting for U.S. Assassin for 3 weeks. It comes from New Jersey. It's a couple states away. I
Yeah.
could have gone. I could have walked to New Jersey and picked up
Yeah,
a
it's
package
really
and
bad.
walked back by the time.
I'm actually
Awful.
surprised. Like a pretty good bit of people got their Doc Salem issues before Christmas, and I was very surprised. Brian, did you get yours?
No, I got like a little message saying that it had been shipped, but that was like a week ago. The thing is that the whole postal system got fucked with like back in July.
I know
Right?
some stuff that I've ordered like a week ago, and it's like it's supposed to be like right there in Dallas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
It's
held up
it's
in
happening in the whole
Tennessee.
country. It's
Yeah.
happening in the whole country. What happened was they removed a lot of the mail sorting equipment for the election. Right?
Oh,
So-
get out!
Yes,
Oh,
yes. This goes all the way back to like July, and they never put it back. And so there are pictures online. Like the media is not talking about this, but you'll see people in their Twitter feeds, on Facebook, especially people that work at the post office. You'll just see mountains and mountains and mountains of fucking packages. Just
Oh
hanging out.
God,
It's
dude,
be a lot of fucking disappointed kids.
Is Hex flirting with Preston?
he is. Hex
Still-
has it.
It's a little
Yeah.
He's gonna make another video for Preston.
Yeah, past a certain date, when I saw one of those pictures, Brian, I just said, "Oh, my Doc Salem and my whatever Malin's been mailing out, which I think is David Feed's book." I just said, "Don't care. You know, if they're not Christmas presents, I don't care. I'll just wait."
Right.
Yeah.
Then they go right in the
mind.
garbage.
I mean, it's like yeah, I was waiting on a few things too, but yeah, me and Hex have a we have a special type of relationship.
I bought a $2,500 transmission for a truck, and then a radiator and front calipers. I spent man, I fucking hate this Christmas.
Yeah,
tell me about it, dude.
I did a little
I hate
depression shopping.
2020.
Depression shopping.
I did a little, depression shopping is horrible, but it wasn't that bad because I only blew like $100 on like a Bub from Day of the Dead action figure and a couple of other things. I actually got a gift for you, Preston. Except
way.
then, and yeah, instead of like I was so wrecked, and out of it that I didn't have it mailed to you. I had it mailed to me. So that means I'm gonna have to like mail it to you.
I actually got a one of those what is it? It's an automatic blowjob machine where
You use it for checking off, as
No,
Charles Bronson says in 10 to Midnight. What, like the AccuJack?
I have no idea. I was just fucking around.
Hey man, the fleshlight. They're making sex toys for us dudes now too. The ladies aren't the only ones.
I don't know. You know, I've always I've seen stuff like that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
I
mean,
can't
how
order
can
that.
you go from that to like?
Yeah, I mean,
like, do you spit on it?
It's
Do
like
you,
a
spit
it's
in it and just-
it reminds
no,
me of
you like lube it up.
no, it's a 7-Eleven. It's a
Hey,
Brian's gonna give
7-Eleven
us
Big Hole.
instructions, Jay. Let Brian instruct us on how
Yeah,
to do.
yeah. You want to lube it up, and also you want to get this thing that's like called a sleeve warmer,
No.
and then you spike it on there, right after it's lubed up, and let it warm up, and then you stick your dick in there.
What is happening?
That sounds like a lot of work.
I've been waiting for this to end because I'm like, no,
See, Blue, you should have given us your punch in the kidney
I'm
story.
glad
You know, if
I'm
you would
glad I
have
have
just
the headset in, and
told
my
us.
daughter doesn't hear me.
Feel
now.
free to mute me at any time, Preston. I'm the first one to admit I need adult supervision.
It's It's a Christmas Eve stream. We could do
Jay,
whatever
is that
we
your daughter in the background watching
Yeah.
us on stream?
No, she's
Oh God, I feel horrible.
it's what is it, Emma? What is that game? What is
Don't
that
feel
game?
bad, Brian. But Preston started it.
She's not paying attention to any of this. Good.
All right.
Valorant.
Is that your
Valorant.
wife? That's your wife?
No, it's my daughter.
Oh, okay. I can't see. She's like this tiny in the background.
I don't know how to do it. Wait,
I did-
Where's your green screen? You're supposed to have your green screen up.
it's right here.
I did
Dude,
get
I'm
one.
going to get one of those too. Like, I mean, you
Go
said
to
it's
Oh,
just
yeah, those are
fabric, right?
badass.
Go to Wal. No, fuck that. Go to Walmart. This is a $5 piece of fabric from Walmart.
What color green is it?
Green.
Just green?
Look, it still has your
lime
art.
green or just
Still
green
has your
green?
art. Hold on.
And how do you do that? How do you get that effect?
You
Just
go to the option. It under
Really?
cam mic, then go to green screen.
Dude,
Interesting.
I'm definitely doing that. Like, cause I need something a little bit more professional than this. Look, and
Well,
that's so cool, right?
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
It's like that
But-
cloak in Harry Potter.
It
I'm
would
gonna
be-
have yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Like
It-
I'm gonna get a picture of Blue Samurai and just put it in the back.
Well, it would be
I don't know what
especially
that is.
cool for streams where you're talking about a specific artist, right? Like when we were doing that show about Bernie, or when we were doing that show
Oh,
about,
that would be
uh,
sweet.
about,
Yeah.
Corbin,
Yeah.
you know, to like put their art like in the background. That would be cool for that. Certainly.
Yeah, man. Next time you interview Brian about his book, you just have a banner of a flashlight right behind you.
Did I Google that right?
Oh my god! I remember watching it. Like I forget what it was. I think maybe it was like I don't know what it was, but it was the show that was covering like sex topics, and one of them was the Fleshlight, and they interviewed the young lady who was the original model for the original Fleshlight, and
She was a porn star, wasn't she?
No, she was
Why
this
did you watch the
really.
documentary? What are you doing?
No, I used to watch those too. That was on HBO.
Yeah,
wasn't
like
it?
Real
Real
Sex.
Sex.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right. All right.
And no, she was this really, really, really cute Spanish chick, right? Not a porn star, just a chick. And she said, when I was a girl, I asked my father what this was, and he said it is that my vagina is a gift from God. And I
Why
was
did
just
she
like,
ask her dad about that? Like that's.
well, I mean, it's the birds and the bees, right? You know,
Yeah.
just
Well,
like,
I would be like, ask your mother.
right.
Like, don't even.
She was like,
Let's
I was like-
get something straight. Like, if you need me to go whoop some kid's ass, I'll do
Yeah.
it. But
Yeah.
other than that,
So if you
when it
notice,
comes to
right
women,
next to my daughter, there is some blades that you would put on the front of your musket.
yeah, I see that.
Yeah,
oh, you got bayonets.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's. I've always.
Those
been
are
that way
from
with kids, you know?
I think if I'm not mistaken, what was in the early 1800s, 1840s?
Horses.
What war happened
Oh, the
around?
Civil War was like.
Okay, I get. So it was the Civil War. So those were
Yeah.
Civil War bayonets.
Yeah.
No shit.
Civil War is 1865, I think, ish.
Okay, yeah,
That's
that's
around
right.
when it
about that.
ended.
Do they have blood stains on them, like brown stains?
Probably.
Nice.
You should see my house.
I see it. I'm looking.
I mean,
at
I
it.
know.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Yeah, it's like 1865 to 1868, and I know this because Six Gun Gorilla takes place in the last year of the.
I
Civil
got bayonets.
Brian is a historical geek when it comes
Me
to that
too.
shit.
Do you see my-
he
A
is
little bit.
definitely-
A little bit. I just do my research, you know,
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm
it's
saying,
and,
like,
and I find it fun, you know.
Like,
It
is
is.
anybody else creeped? Well, you're probably not creeped out by anything, Brian. But Ed,
No.
are you or Preston creeped out by when we say, "Are there blood stains on it?" And his answer is, "You should see my house."
You know what? I totally glanced over that fact because I got weird
I
friends,
live in
man.
the hood. You know, blood doesn't scare me.
All right, good.
You should
Oh.
see my house.
See, neighborhoods don't scare me. Individuals scare me.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
People that scare me are like the dudes with like the dead eyes, like the cops.
One of my
around
Christmas
here.
gifts. Brian will like this. One of my Christmas gifts this year because I got
I'll show you.
a 30-06, but I've always wanted a riot
on a live
shotgun.
stream.
Yeah. So my that's what I should be getting an automatic riot shotgun tomorrow.
Oh, dude,
Nice.
like a street sweeper.
Yeah, it's like
Oh yeah, boom,
No
boom,
stock.
boom, boom, boom,
No
boom, boom,
stock,
boom, boom,
just-
boom.
I'll
So
be
the-
honest with
does it-
you.
Does it have the barrel clip?
huh?
Does it have the
Yeah,
barrel?
yeah.
Oh, I've wanted one of those. You can't get those here in New York.
I
though.
didn't want that though. I got to be honest. Like I wanted the pump, but all he could get in was the
Oh,
automatic.
dude, that's much
so-
better. You could just like, I mean, it's called the street sweeper for a reason.
Yeah, but
You just,
the pump is so much more manly.
well, yeah, I mean, you know, it's a great like crime deterrent, that's for sure. But the best thing about shotties is you can load them with all kinds of cool shit.
Yeah,
You know
you
what I
get
mean?
beanbag rounds, you get salt rounds, you got
Oh,
fucking
dude,
bolo rounds, you
Rubber
got fucking all kinds of shit.
buckshot. Leave welts all over a motherfucker. Ooh, nice
Is that a
flail
fly-
there.
is that- do you use that as a fly spotter?
I know, right?
Nice
That's
flail.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, and oh
Is
god,
that how you keep your old lady in line, J Money?
Yeah.
nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
flails are intense. Those do a ton of damage because of the centrifugal.
Could you
force.
imagine getting hit with this motherfucker right here?
Oh,
bro?
that would.
And this bitch is heavy as a like. I'd say it's
Is that
about.
a real one or is that like
Oh, no,
one of
it's
those
real,
Ren
bro.
Fair things?
Yeah, this is I think from, to be honest with you, at least 1910 or below. Same wood too. Same wood. Ooh.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
So it's not a. So it's not a wall hanger.
No. My
yeah.
house is a weapon stash.
Nice, beautiful. Yeah, and remember that was
The original
created.
kettlebell.
That was created to fuck people up that were wearing armor.
Could you imagine getting hit in the head with that fucking thing? This is like, I would say it's at least two
Your
to 3
brains.
kilos.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
2
yeah.
to 3 kilos right here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
so that's designed to
Almost
ring the
6
bell of
pounds.
somebody that's like wearing like a steel helmet. So you hit somebody in the head with that that's not wearing a steel helmet, their head's just gonna fucking
Yeah,
pop. like
it's gonna be
that.
like a watermelon. It's gonna.
Yeah. Yeah, even like like in the Civil War, the swords that they used, the cavalry swords, generally weren't sharp. You didn't need to sharpen them. If you came riding up on somebody and whack, you could take their head right off, man.
Do you have any weapons, Blue? What about you, Edwin?
Yeah, I keep.
no,
I keep.
no weapons.
No.
What about weapons?
I'm actually.
Ed, did you say no?
No.
All right, hold on. Can you tell me what clip this is?
9
22?
millimeter.
22. All right.
Get out. All right.
Can
I
you
prefer
tell me what clip
magazine,
it-
but
All right,
okay.
Brian, you got to be fast. Got to be fast.
Okay. 9 milli?
Oh, you motherfucker! You're so fast. That's exactly.
What were
right.
you saying, Blue? You got weapons?
I keep a 45. Wish I had more. It's not the pistol I originally intended to get, but a buddy needed to sell for a tax debt, so I got it cheaper. And I like it. I really like it.
45
you-
is smaller
Good
than a
man
9,
stopper.
though, is it?
Where do you live at, Blue?
Huh?
Where
No,
do you?
I'm
whereabouts?
not getting. I live
Where-
somewhere small enough that if I named it, you could find me in like a minute.
No. That's what I'm saying. Whereabouts?
Oh,
Give me
I-
like a state or two radius.
Oh, I'm in the later time zones.
Okay, fair enough.
Pennsylvania is in.
Are you north or south?
I'm in the wrinkly part of the country. There, how's
Okay.
that?
I have no. The Alps?
The mountains, the Alps. That's in
Alps?
Italy.
I have no clue, dude. I failed you. Sociology.
What are the marijuana laws like there? Because I'm
Blue
in
doesn't have an
Colorado.
Italian accent. I don't think.
I don't know. It's not my thing, so I just kind of stopped paying attention. And like everybody does it anyway. Same as 15, 20 years ago. So
Right. Yep.
When I was moving the mace around, my wife, that's why I moved the camera flap down. This thing is
Uh-huh.
great, by the way. She's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck are you doing? My daughter behind me, she's just laughing her fucking ass off.
That's awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a mace on Christmas Eve. My bad.
Nothing wrong with
Oh,
that.
you
I
want
mean,
to see something else really cool?
Santa Claus don't play.
I'll
I'm
show
in
you
a
also
state
really
where my concealed carry has reciprocity in most of the country.
Oh, Blue. Brian. I
That's-
got the Berserker not in.
Oh,
Like,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
like-
I got it too. I haven't even opened
yeah,
it
like
yet.
a
Actually,
day after we did that stream with Jim.
Jeff
Yeah.
Lafferty.
Yeah, like
Lafferty.
dude, Jeff, dude, like he came in and I was like, oh, cool, what is this? So I opened it up, I was like, God damn, that was quick.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
pronto.
And
Yeah,
it was
he's
good
an-
too. Like it was
He's
real
an
good.
amazing talent, man. He's a really amazing talent. He's somebody that hopefully will be a part of this community and a tremendous asset to it. Whoa, full speed ahead.
Nice. I got to
What kind of
talk to him
weapon is
some more
that?
about that. That's from
Definitely.
a boat. Yeah.
And you know you're gonna have to collaborate on something too,
Yeah.
like on a
Well, I
piece. or
told him I'd
something.
do the cover if he gets another like Berserker Nut out because I really want to. It wasn't enough. Like that one issue just wasn't enough.
Oh, it
you
went
know?
by so quick. I was
Yeah, I haven't
happy
read it
that
yet.
you said that it was going to go to 6 issues.
Yeah, and I was like,
Shit, let me grab my copy.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but you could tell it like he's a stronger artist than he is a writer. Yeah, and
Which book you're all talking about?
Berserker Knot. You remember we had Jeff Lafferty on the channel,
Yes.
the painter, and yeah, his stuff was really good, dude. Like he had some cool shit. But,
Yeah,
And
man.
he does everything on copy paper.
I was fucking so disappointed about that. I was like, dude, he was like, well, I didn't want it to be precious. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, let's just paint a whole book and do it on copy paper. Retarded. I was like,
Yeah, but there's something badass about that too. I mean, especially with the watercolors and everything, I would think that shit would crinkle up really fast.
no, but
watercolors on copy paper.
he never used watercolors. He used acrylics. It's a little bit different, you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and what he does is he inks with
Paints.
a Sharpie.
Yeah, and he
And
paints
then he-
around a black line.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, you have to realize too, because he's using Sharpies, like that artwork's going to be ruined within a couple of years anyway,
Right.
because Sharpies turn yellow
It'll
and they
fade.
stain. Yeah,
Oh, do they really?
yeah, they totally fuck shit up.
I'm sure
Sharpies are fucking shit.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah,
he
they're
doesn't
garbage.
want it to be precious. That's interesting.
That's what he said, dude.
Yeah.
But he
He
showed
said.
me a piece, like because Brian's like, I'll send you a copy of Six Gun, and I was like, Brian, tell him to send you a piece of artwork from Berserker Knot, and he's like, I'll do that, and he holds up a piece of copy paper with a piece that he did, like a headshot, and I was like, it fucking looked amazing, dude. Yeah,
Yeah, great looking stuff. Look at this shit.
yeah.
So I haven't read it. It's actually my first time taking it out of the bag, but
Here we go, bros.
it's freaking awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got Vampirella #1, like the original.
Yeah, I
with the
remember
first
this
Rosetta
shit.
cover.
Oh really? Whoa,
Yeah.
certificate of authenticity.
Yes, the dynamic for because it's signed.
Right.
Nice.
It's a dynamic. Y'all remember Dynamic Forces? Preston, I know Brian. Brian, I know you fucking know.
I don't know.
Dynamic.
I think that might be too old for me. Like,
Oh
I
shit!
just- Fucking
Oh, what I was gonna ask earlier.
Dynamic
Preston,
Forces. What was that? 90s?
yeah.
What's that?
Preston, are you in your 40s or your 30s still?
Huh? 20s. No, 20s.
40s or 30s?
Early 20s.
I'm in my 40s.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Actually, closer to 60. I'm very close to 60. I'm in my 50s. Like I'm right up there with Brian in his 50s.
I'm crusty. I'm crusty. I'm getting up there for sure.
Me and Brian, we have to use colostomy bags and diapers and all that
Yeah,
kind of
man,
shit.
it's nasty,
Please,
man.
please don't use those in your
I-
artwork.
I buy them bulk from Costco. Evil Ed.
That's awesome. I love the way
Evil
like
Ernie.
it's green and his green screen's still on. So it's showing the
Yes.
paint that I did for Brian inside of the
Isn't
wall.
that fucking awesome? That
It is
cool.
awesome. That is cool.
I'll try to
So
find more
cool.
green.
Oh man.
Dude.
I
I
think
this is the oldest book I got, actually.
Are we doing new arrivals?
What now? What now, bro?
Are we,
Luke?
are we showing off new arrivals? Something
Oh
like that?
shit! Damn, Preston, nice.
This is written by
Okay, for one, who has the fight or the soccer gang going on in the background?
That's
Oh, that's
definitely
me.
not
I'm
me.
watching some wrestling.
Okay.
this was written by Jerry Siegel after he got back from the war, and this book is
No
from
shit.
1952. Yeah.
The-
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
The-
but this is one of my favorite books because all the artwork in here looks like Steve Rude did it. And I
Are
was
we looking for the oldest book? The oldest book?
yeah. This
All right,
is
I'll
the
try it.
oldest one
Hold
I
on.
got. But
Yeah, well, Steve Rude always had a very retro style, but you didn't.
I didn't
see
know that. I thought all retro
Yeah.
artwork looked like shit, like old Marvel. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
no, not at all, man. Not at all. Especially the covers of the. Especially, ooh, what you got there?
Chrome Lady Death.
Oh, nice.
I can't wait until the. So I'm not going to say I want my cover to be like this for my book, but this is awesome.
How
Yeah,
do you
it
get a
is.
cover like that? Because that's embossed chrome, dude.
Someone
Like,
has to be able to do it.
That's really cool.
Just call Polito.
That's just
Yeah.
foil covered in cardstock.
This
Isn't it?
is actually yellow, to be honest with you. It's
Oh,
not
that's,
silver.
that's right. Yeah, you're right. It is foil covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, emboss the cardstock, foil cover, done.
All right, Blue's got
boom,
it.
Boom and boom.
Contract him.
Oh, there you go.
Now look how beautiful the art is on this old Western pulp that my friend Charles sent me. Beautiful painted covers,
Yeah.
right?
Old book.
Yeah, I mean this thing's falling apart. That's the thing about pulps is they were printed on pulp paper, which is shit paper, because the whole point of these was you would read them once and throw them out. That was the idea. And so like I mean I remember as a kid being at a convention and seeing like old like Doc Savage pulps, and they were disintegrating in the bags. Like they were just
I
falling
had books like
the
that
fuck
when I was a
apart.
kid. Like the first time I ever got a hold of Captain Marvel #1.
Uh-huh.
You know, I had it because it was I was young, right? And I was like, I gotta buy it. So I bought it for like $5, and
Uh-huh.
it was literally disintegrating. You know what I'm saying? Like it was so dry rot, it was falling apart. Like you couldn't even turn the pages without pieces breaking off, dude.
Oh, God.
So later on, I got another one.
Nice.
Damn,
In a
son.
higher grade, dude. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Like
Nice.
I love collecting comics, dude. That's my major weakness is collecting comics, you know. And that's why I love doing them so much, I think, too. Is like doing the interiors, the exteriors, all that shit. You know?
I mean, you know me, like I'm not a comic book collector, I'm a comic book reader. What I love collecting are swords and of course monster toys. And I try, I try to be good with the toys. The action figures and all that shit. I usually only buy something if I'm like, okay, I have to have that.
That's how I am with comics.
I finally got my second original art. The first original art was it was at a signing. It was just $50. It was a test page that somebody had done for someone else to ink, and then they didn't use it in the book. And the two guys were there, the penciler and the inker. Nice. It's all shiny.
Yeah, it's real shiny.
Who did that?
This is what the fuck is his name?
I mean, I know it's Geomancer from early Valiant or later early Valiant, but who?
Yeah, but it's, so it's a rags cover, but who did the story? I forget who did the story. But I got two signed ones. It's the same thing.
Nice.
Do you like Valiant, Blue?
I started just barely before early Valiant came out. So yeah, I ended up getting into them because of a buddy. Those are the ones. Oh, you got the gold one. Hey.
And this one's signed. So this one's signed. This one is yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And then there you go.
That was one of my staples. The beginning of Bloodshot.
I could trump that.
Unity.
Yep, I remember that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Crumb?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! Oh
Love
shit!
me some more Crumb.
I'm looking for an old box. I'm trying.
I was reading something about that guy had like psychological issues he never acted on, which is
His
good for-
whole family had psycho.
Yeah.
Oh God, his brother Charles, man. David Lynch actually wanted to use him as an actor in his movies, but he self-deleted himself before
right
he
here.
could do that.
I actually have to be careful when I turn to. Oh, I got all that. Yeah, dude, I got that too. You know
Yeah,
what I
when
got? Hold on 1 second.
When I started rebuilding my collection, Jay, that one was important for me. I got it finally.
Why is that?
Just the
since we're
memories.
sharing stuff, I DM'd you something, Preston, if you can share it. And I just started getting I just DM Preston. If you can share that. You know, speaking of original art, I just started getting into a little bit of original art. I got
Yeah,
these
people
2
looking in
pages
their
from,
long and short boxes right now.
Avery Buttersworth sent me a couple pages today.
Yeah.
Really nice work. I got them from an auction a couple weeks ago, so they just came in today. I just got them framed up. So
Cool.
Nice.
Which auction was that?
he does like one on his channel like once every couple months or something. I just found it by luck, and then I'm a big Lost Pages supporter, so I found out
Oh,
he
yeah.
had some original pages from it from
Cool.
the backup story.
I think
They
Jay
look
accidentally
great.
talked over you. I didn't hear whose auction it was.
Avery Buttersworth.
Oh, he does his own?
He was part of one. I just caught it by accident a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like an EVS auction or
No, it wasn't anything big. He was just he was on a stream, and I just caught it by accident. I was, searching YouTube for Comicsgate, and ended up finding it. So
Cool. I know him through Misfit Corner, and that's how I discovered him. And man, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
They give Misfit Corner so much crap.
yeah, I also got some Arte Bear pages earlier in the month.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Just got one from Bishop, one from Magneto. He did. I'm trying to save up for those X-Men pages, but those are gonna be
Well, I mean, to me, that's
One day.
one of the things that's so cool and so special about this scene is that so many campaigns are offering, original art.
Okay, J Money, I'm about to shut you down. Shut you down, dude.
Is this the
See
Hellraiser
this?
box?
You know what this is?
It's not the lament
You
configuration.
can
it's
barely
just-
see it, but do you see what's on there?
Is that a wedding ring?
Is it Kale's?
It says XO.
Do you put it on your
XO
forehead?
Man
No
War.
way.
Oh my gosh, really?
It's
Dang,
the,
son.
it's the ring from XO Manowar.
Damn.
Where did you get that?
That's cool, man.
I
I really like the new XO.
I had a friend that ran a comic shop, and he knew I was a big fan of XO Manowar, so he got me the ring and the big edition, right, of the new XO, where he's like this savage barbarian with one arm.
Yeah,
And yeah, dude, and it's signed by the creators, dude. That's fucking awesome.
that's awesome.
That's the one by Matt Kind, right? Or Kind
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah. Oh, I'm partway into that.
It's
That's
very
very
good.
good.
I really liked it. It's before
Yeah.
everything went stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But those first 7 issues or so are pretty friggin' spectacular.
Why is Jay showing us a reflection of his webcam?
I have no idea. Yeah, how you like that? What about that right there? Uh-huh.
Man, I only got 3
Yeah.
CGP.
Is that Plug? That's one of the Plug issues, isn't
I
it?
think so. It's the very first. It's Ghost Rider #1.
Yeah, that's Plug.
My expensive issues are in my drawer in the back over there, where I have the Marvel Spotlight #5,
Uh-huh.
and that's the very first appearance of Ghost Rider, like Johnny Blaze. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like that.
Okay, there's a new guy. You guys probably
What you say, Blue?
I think Blue left. Did he? He got disconnected.
Well, we're having a whip ass storm right now in New York. I don't know what the weather is like in his parts. We actually had a blackout, and I was like thinking, like, oh shit, am I gonna freeze to death on Christmas Eve? That would suck.
What happened? Somebody got destroyed
Here's an
on
old
Christmas Eve. Oh, that was pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's not bad for an amateur collector. Yeah.
Right up to your face and diss you. But
I got the first. I had a like I said, I'm an Iron Fist fan, so I had to get the first appearance of Iron Fist and all that kind of shit. It's
Yeah,
so-
you're the guy who likes Iron Fist. Huh?
yeah, it's an OCD thing, right? But like the miniseries, well, not miniseries, but the ongoing series that they did for Iron Fist that later turned into Iron Power Man and Iron Fist.
yes.
So I want to collect that because it was done by John Burns, right?
Yep.
The problem is towards the end of that series, before it got turned into Power Man and Iron Fist, which I have no interest in. I have
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
interest in
Heroes for
Power Man.
Hire, which was which was a bad idea, I think.
But I think number 15 in that series, Sabretooth comes into the picture. Yeah. And what sucks is that issue with Sabretooth coming in. That motherfucker is expensive. Dude, yeah, I got that. I got a ton of Cry for I got the first appearance of Cry for Dawn. Yeah.
Nice.
And that shit was kind of expensive too. I talked to Joseph Linzer.
Well, what about this one? What about this one? Does anybody got this shit right here?
I don't have that. No, because that's after Norm Baglifanoja or something like that. Like he left, and I just wasn't into it. You know?
It's fucking shit. There you go. Here's another
What's
one.
up, Blue? Where you went?
Wizard half.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, I thought that was a weird turn for Dawn to go.
The art,
into superheroes.
the interior artwork isn't any good.
Everybody's gonna start flexing with their comics now.
Here we go. Here we go.
Daddy sucking Santa Claus underneath the
Look, guys,
mistletoe
I
last
keep
night.
seeing you guys whipping out these comics, man. Don't make me whip out Brigade number 1 here.
Check
Do
this
it.
out.
Shit, here we
Do
go.
it.
Here we go.
Punisher Origin.
I hear you.
What's this one right here? Does anybody know?
It's a little sheet.
Oh, it's She. That's Tucci.
Yeah, but that's a limited edition, isn't it?
Yeah, this one is. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't remember where it's.
yeah.
from.
It's like a 2000 or something edition.
Yeah.
Very
Alright,
cool.
God damn it! You guys are going to make me go into my stash.
You know what I loved
Christmas,
about the
do it.
Marvel magazines was the fact that since they were in black and white, they could do blood and like more adult themes, you know, like Savage Sword of Conan. But here you can actually see the bullets passing through the bodies of the bad guys.
That's how it's meant to be.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Also, I've like when it comes to a collection, I've got a really great Fangoria collection, Famous Monsters, Castle of Frankenstein.
So one of my problems,
Beautiful
because
issue of this.
I'm a military brat, so I mean, if you can't tell, like right there, you can see the Pentagon flag, right there.
Yeah.
But so my whole life, I was grown. There's my dad's hat right there.
Oh wow.
So hold on. But anyway, what was I saying?
I had someone that got all mad at me because I asked whether or not she was a military brat, and she was like, "I don't like being called a brat." And I was like, "But wait a second, it's like all the people that I knew that like grew up as kids like in a military family all like use that term, right?
Mhm.
Army brat, Navy brat, so on and so forth." So
Yeah, my dad was a military cop or a Navy cop, so
interesting.
All right, time to put you guys in your place.
Oh yeah, we know you can do that. Oh wow.
what are you showing
Oh,
us?
look, the troll about to
Oh
get
my
his ass
gosh, I
whipped.
gotta break out boxes like that.
This is the Treasury edition, so it's way.
Oh
better than the
yeah,
regular comic.
boy.
Yeah.
Oh, the oversized treasury editions. I got some of those too.
Here's another one.
Let me see.
Kirby's,
Oh yes, the Kirby 2001.
Yep.
Beautiful, dude. Beautiful.
We're not going to stop there though. Like, we also got this one right here.
Have you read them?
I have actually. I've
You have to.
I've owned these a couple of times though. Like the first time that everything got ruined in a flood, you know, and then I had an obsession with getting them all back after I got over the loss because the loss was hard, dude. Yeah.
Oh, I hear you, brother.
Dude,
Um,
the whole that's one of the reasons I bother getting some of these old comics, even though some of them are garbage. Like the story wise, the early image was
Yeah.
just like this is not worth reading. But
Oh, those early Ghost Riders especially don't hold up.
Oh, dude, they are horrible. Yeah,
but just replacing after the loss sometimes helps. So
it does, and it's like a lot of this stuff is because I never really had a childhood. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so I make up for it. I make everybody pay around me.
Well, for me, it's like, it's one of the ways I manage my anxiety and my depression is
What?
by surrounding myself with the things that gave me comfort when I was a child.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah. Now this, I don't think too many of you guys have this, and it was only limited to 100 issues. the Preston Acevedo cover of Punk Mambo #1,
No.
published by Valiant Comics.
Oh,
Yeah.
How many copies do you have?
I actually got a few. If
There you go.
Yeah, I'll send you one.
Preston, you're talking about a drug and alcohol problems. Here you go.
Yeah.
demon in a glass bottle. I mean, didn't you think that the Iron Man movies were going to eventually deal with that? And then once they got
fucking
bought by
suck.
Disney, they got bought by Disney, and they were like, "Yeah, no, that's never going to happen. You're
Yeah,
never going
well-
to see Iron Man flying around all fucking drunk in his Superman art."
Well,
in
they
his
gave him
Iron Man armor."
PTSD.
Yeah, that's
Um,
right.
There you go, Preston.
Oh, dude,
Yep.
that's a first printing.
Yep.
No, you mother effer.
We ain't fucking around no more, are we?
Yeah, seriously, bro. Seriously. That's you bust out the big guns now, son.
Put you
I got this one. Here you go.
Ooh.
Oh wow, nice.
This is the first appearance of Ronan the Accuser.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Oh shit, you got that
Oh
one.
man, love me some fucking FF.
Jay, you got to rebag that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I do. I have to.
First appearance
Oh,
of
nice.
Usagi Yojimbo.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Stan Sakai's creation.
I heard he's a great guy too.
I've heard I've heard good things about him too. But what I especially loved about the Usagi Yojimbo stories is that I learned so much about like Edo period Japan, like feudal Japan, because he
Yeah.
would like use a word and then he'd put a little asterisk there, and then down in the at the bottom you'd see like a little note that explained to you like, okay, like this is what that is.
Oh, get out. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Because like I've been looking for years for a book, a decent book about Edo period Japan, and evidently, I asked a friend of mine who's a Japanophile, and he says it doesn't exist.
Japanophile?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. But
yeah. I mean, come on, man. Look at this brawl here. All these dudes.
that's badass.
Showcase Green Lantern.
Showcase
Oh
the
wow,
third
That's
appearance
awesome.
of Green Lantern.
Nice.
That's impressive right there.
beautiful. Of course, now it's not. It's not cool to like anything anthropomorphic because that automatically makes you a furry.
Oh, yeah. Green Lantern 3, 4,
That's
and
totally
5.
a-okay in my book.
Actually, I've been trying to get rid of these. My Green Lantern books.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not.
So you can
I'm
swap
not-
them out for something more
something a
awesome.
little bit cooler. Yeah,
You guys-
except for this one because I'm a big Guy Gardner fan.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
awesome. Yeah. So. Yeah.
So, definitely a very different character.
He
You
is.
guys,
Like,
you guys-
he's,
not these classic books or anything like that. You guys ever feel bad about, it's a comic, but it's not in great condition. It's still readable. You can't get rid of it at a secondhand shop or anything, and it's just like, I don't want to put it in the trash.
Oh,
I
you
do that.
can't.
I do that a lot of times.
Yeah, same here. Same here. I can't bring myself to do that. Yeah,
No.
no, there's no way.
Like very yellow copies of X-Men #1, the Jim
Or the
Lee
co-
run. I can't do it.
Yeah, or the
is-
cover is missing or something.
This is really
I
fucked
mean,
up.
when it comes to X-Men #1, I mean, if a couple ended up in the trash, I mean,
This is really fucked up. But I got like somebody
You know.
traded me their collection for some artwork, and I was like, all right. But there was a bunch of new comics in there, right? Like modern Fantastic Four and shit, like real
Oh.
garbage.
Yeah.
So what I did was I took
Yuck.
all those books and put them in a big box, and then I sprinkled some really shitty like vintage comics on top and put them for
Oh.
sale.
No, what
No,
Put 'em
you
for sale on
didn't.
Facebook.
what you should have done is you should
No,
have
you
started a
didn't.
bonfire and used
No,
them as
dude. Like I made a couple of $100 off in a box because,
Oh, did you?
because they were like,
Alright.
oh, he's got collectibles in there and he doesn't know what he has, you know? And they were like,
wow, what a scheme and a scam right there from Preston.
Games and scams.
That was-
awesome.
You're a fake and a phony and a fraud.
I think they
That-
thought they were taking advantage of me because they were like,
Psych. Psych.
Nope.
like they would come over and they were like, "Hey, that's included, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." you
Suckers
know?
born every minute.
Yeah, man.
And it was a quick way because I was like, I don't really want to throw all these books away. I kind of want to just sell them, and make a little money off of them. And
To
then,
me, anything from Marvel from 2010 on, just it goes in a fire.
oh yeah, these
I
were.
don't
these
even-
were
I don't even look twice
2014,
at it.
dude. They were garbage.
Nope.
And I was like, nah. this
Rip
ain't
them
good.
up, throw them in the trash.
Yeah.
Nothing.
All right, enough of this comic collecting bullshit.
I know, man. Fucking nerds.
Do you guys, Blue? Do you collect? Or you only collect alternate, like comics or something like that? Like,
I've collected, but I'm right now. If I'm going to collect just to gather before I read them, it's going to be like the 77 through 2004 Superman stuff. That's kind of where I want to focus now.
oh, so you're a Superman fan?
I became one, yeah, and just very recently. It's not because of the films. I knew my dad was a Superman fan, but I didn't get it because I remember him talking about my nephew's comics and saying like, what is this weird crap? And he likes Superman. But, nice.
Funny story
I
about
love
that.
me some Big Blue.
Now I
And
get it.
another thing too, like J Money, me and you's gonna have to do some serious trading. But I think about that. I was always a Superman fan, and the deal is that I made no secret, like I had a shitty childhood, right?
Yeah.
So I learned all my my morals and values as far as like a code
Yeah.
from the Super Friends. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And because I like you're supposed to learn all this shit from your father, but my dad was abusive. So
Yeah.
I couldn't learn that from him. And that's
Yeah, same
why
here.
I was such a big Superman fan. Is because I got that one. That one's badass, dude. We're definitely gonna do some trading, me and you. But yeah, dude. So I've always been a Superman fan, except for after he died in the Death of Superman. When they brought him back, it never had the same feel. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they kept playing with the character until now. He's pretty much an asshole, dude. I've been looking for that issue, like the Morbius Silver Surfer. Yeah,
Oh, sweet. Nobody beats the biz. Nobody beats the biz.
I'm definitely not deleting this stream because I need to see all the shit J Money's putting up.
Yeah, he's got some cool stuff.
What's up, Candace?
All right, let's see if this works without booting me out again.
Here you go. Here's a 6-pence
There we
one.
go. I was setting up to do something else when I popped on. But yeah,
Oh, man.
one of the things about Superman that they did start playing with the character and it sucks.
That
but
was a great issue. The
John
Superman-
Byrne,
yeah.
especially, I didn't like what he did.
The Peter Tomasi run recently with Jurgens on Action Comics. That era was really good, so I'm good with that stuff.
Yeah.
But I decided that 2004 was just absolutely my limit because that's when Jim Lee got involved, and
Yeah,
I'm
and that
like,
was-
okay,
that's when
that's
it
where I'm
ended.
done.
yeah,
Artistically, I really liked the Ed McGuinness influence in there, but winding all the way back to you shaking your head because you don't like Ed.
no, I'm shaking it because I'm gonna have to trade J Money a bunch
Oh,
of
yeah,
shit for
yeah.
all his stuff.
But there's a lot of stuff going all the way back to 77, which has nothing to do with the film.
I love Ed McGuinness's artwork. It kind of reminds me of classic Superman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
This
I
is-
love his old artwork, not his current one.
when I popped on your stream, I was sitting down to shoot some stuff. Like I want to review this, and I want to review this newer book from that just came from Indiegogo.
Oh, I heard about that one. Like
Yeah.
Stump.
I'll show it in a sec. But this one is good because
I love that one, dude. Yeah.
This is the same stuff as like what's good about Peter Tomasi's, or is
Oh, yeah.
you get through this big adventure story, and the whole point of the story is Superman as a father. That's what it is. In the last 4 pages.
Yeah, like he has he tells the wizard, he's like, how could you do this to a kid? And he's like, well, he needs guidance. Hint,
Yeah.
hint.
Guide him. Yeah, but this-
And yeah,
That was
I
a
love
really
that
good
book, dude.
series.
That book was so good, dude.
Yeah, it was excellent.
yeah.
was
And
really-
that's two
really
of my favorite
terrific.
characters, like Superman
Yep.
and Shazam. Yeah.
Word up. Word booty.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to be flipping through this, kind of laying out the story, and then focusing on the ending. I was talking with some artist after a stream the other day, and I said, "Oh yeah," and I told him all about this book. It actually choked me up. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, I got the moral stuff from church and stuff like that, but my dad was really oblivious. I mean, you talk about some of the ADD things. That was my dad, kind of really into his own whatever he was, and all that. This guy though, okay. So aside from this is my second artwork. I happen to know this guy from some online forums years and years ago, and he actually remembers me. He just told me, so I'm a little like embarrassed, but I got this original page, and I am so happy.
That's sweet.
And then I read the book, and he has like, you end up with 3 sci-fi. All right, this was supposed to be a 32-page book, redoing the publication of this from 2013. It ends up being 48 pages.
Yeah.
You get, because of background stories like this, you end up getting 3 sci-fi stories out of it, and you have an entire world established in your head by the time you're done. And this book has closure to it, even though things are going to move on from there, and it sets up for what's coming next in the end.
Did you back Doc Salem? I'm just
Yeah.
asking. Okay, did you get the digital file and did you read it? Like,
If I got the digital file already, I have not read it because
Okay.
I just kind of wait for the papers.
no, I appreciate that. But the deal is that whenever I put out the digital, I put it out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Not just the digital backers, but also the guys who back the physical copy.
Yeah.
And because it's a lot easier for me to just put it out as one big update than to go ahead and do it individually. And so yeah, like I think that's how Micah got to read it. But yeah, I mean, it actually has a few different stories in there. Like for one thing, Doc Salem's broken up into 2 chapters. And then you also have a short story done by Literature Devil. You have a short story about Gary the Hell Knight, and then you have another short story, which is the crossover story. So you actually have like 4 different stories within that same book. I think you're gonna like it though. Like it's
Cool.
It's definitely something you might be into.
What's that, Ed?
No,
Who's
I
that?
didn't say anything.
Everyone's like, I'm going.
Oh,
crazy
spe-
with Jay.
Speaking of comics, you can't bring yourself to throw out. I mean, look at this.
I just
Doesn't
don't like
even-
throwing them out in
It doesn't
general.
even have a cover.
Yeah.
Which one is that one? Is that
It's a Werewolf by Night issue number. I can't. Oh, volume 1, number 1. No, okay, this can't be the first issue.
Heck said he liked Doc Salem. He's a big fan.
You know what's kind of cool? I mean,
Oh, I mean, I read the digital version, and it was fucking awesome.
yeah. Since losing my dad, of course, I discover a bunch of stuff about all of his faults and things like that as we're cleaning out his. He would go from hobby to hobby to hobby, and like the closets just got full, and it's like you could walk through the house, but if you open a closet, you're like, what the? You told me to clean my room. What the hell is this? But it's he didn't. I grew up in an abusive situation like you there, Preston, but
Yeah.
it's like I remember my aunt told me once after he died that he would. Oh,
Yeah. I need that one.
nice.
We need
She
to
w-
talk, Jay. Seriously, put that on us.
She was listening to him say something like that's terrible about some bad situation, and she's like, and in her head she's like, you jackass, I remember you picking up Blue by his belt and his neck and flinging him down a hallway, like that kind of stuff, and it's
Oh,
like
God.
it's really interesting to see what my dad aspired to versus his efforts to live it out that like nobody's perfect with.
Yeah.
And it's like it's kind of just nice to be able to finally see this other side of him now that I'm into Superman and be like,
Aw.
oh, now I know what he wanted, like that kind
Aw.
of thing.
With mine, it was a different
Oh,
story.
man.
With mine, it was almost like black sheep syndrome. I don't know if you've ever heard of that,
I think I know what you mean. Go ahead.
but it's something that happens within a family where one of the children in the family becomes the fall guy for everything else that happens within the home.
Oh, God.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
me too.
The Omega Wolf.
What happened was I was the oldest, but I was also the one that was blamed for everything. It was my fault. He had to get married to my mom. It was this, it was
Oh,
that, it was all that
gosh.
kind of stuff.
Oh, dude,
But-
that sucks.
This is also something that's what I learned was that this is something that my dad had to put up with from his father. You know what I'm saying? And then from generation to generation, it
passed
just kept
down.
repeating itself. I found this out from my aunt, but here's the deal: like, I
Nice,
kind of put
James.
an end to that because I was like, this goes no further. You know what I'm saying? Whereas
Yep.
my dad didn't change, like, and the abuse never stopped, even as an adult. Like when I was getting a divorce and he knew everything I was going up, he made it a point to comfort my ex-wife. You know what I'm saying? And
Wow.
yeah, like he was, and one of my uncles was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if your dad's trying to bang your ex-wife or what, dude. He's like, so at that point, there was no going back. Like it was like at some point you have to. This is something I learned about this whole situation. At some point, you have to cut off the limb before the infection spreads. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and there's no forgiveness at some point. You know what I'm saying? Family or not family. So I pretty much wrote him off, and it was 10, 15 years ago, and I haven't heard from him since. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm similar with the rest of my family because I was the black sheep too. So the older sisters and one of the younger sisters, they participated in the whole dumping on, like, in Family Guy, how they all dump on the Meg character, the daughter.
Oh yeah.
That's the black sheep syndrome. Okay. And so I've had to cut off, all three of my older sisters just as much as possible.
Sucks.
Because here's the deal is they're all adults now. They don't change.
Yeah. Now, were you the youngest or were you the oldest?
I'm number 5 out of 7.
I repeated all the violence that was put on me as a kid, right? And I repeated it on my friends and my family. So growing up, I was the oldest, if that day I was getting an ass whipping, everybody else was getting an ass whipping. See what I'm saying? And here's the deal, like, and this is what I tried to explain to everybody. I was like, this isn't something that's if this was a huge part of my personality, if it was a huge defect in my personality, that would be something that I would have carried on to my kids, to my wife. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't. It ended when I became a teenager, and I was able to get away from that situation.
Thank God.
But that's what I tried to explain to my siblings. Like this, it wasn't because I was a horrible person. It was, kids don't learn. Kids aren't born to be evil, or vicious.
It's
taught
learned
to be
behavior.
vicious.
Yeah, it's learned behavior.
I was one of the worst, when it came to that, because I was treated the worst. And dude,
this is what pisses me off about the way. Well, okay, you guys know I'm Christian, and the Christian approach is that we are born sinful. It's a nature thing, but then a lot of Christians warp that into all kinds of things where they just dump everything on that like it's magic, and they forget that we're all sinners, but the way we're going to sin is trained in, and we learn through we learn style through role modeling. So it's like if you were in some other environment, you'd still have horrible things about you. They'd just be different horrible things.
Well, what turned me off about all of that is that the people I grew around up around that were Christians and stuff like that, they took the approach where it was anything they did was okay during the week. You know what I'm saying? Because on the weekend they would be forgiven.
That's
Get out of jail free card. Woo!
Yeah, it was like I knew a guy who cheated on his wife. I mean, he would go hunting. On the hunting trips with everybody else, and he would just spend the whole time like coke, pain meds, fucking banging whores and all this shit. Come back, repent, he gave his wife a venereal disease, dude. You know what I'm saying? And I was like,
those will come out of nowhere.
Crazy.
Penicillin.
I mean, nothing turns people off to Christianity more than Christians.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it doesn't have to be that Hollywood
that extreme.
It's just there are people who are you're just like
judgmental, man.
It's not that you're an asshole. It's that you don't care that you're an asshole, and then you're showing up in church.
Exactly. And they're so fucking judgmental. It's terrible, man. When I tell people that I'm a Christian, it's like I feel like I need to put a disclaimer out there. Oh, but I believe in science and I don't hate gay people. Do you know what I'm saying? It's terrible, but that's just the way it is,
Shame on he said
in America.
That's what he said.
What did I say?
And I try not, I'm not going to say that I don't judge people because I do, because I'm a sinner too. But I try not to. And if you just if you make the effort just to try not to judge people, if you just try not to be a judgmental motherfucker, your life will get much, much better.
Yeah.
And for me, I shorten it up from that, Brian. It's like, okay, if I tell you I'm a Christian, that means you should know that I acknowledge I'm a sinner, and let's just stop there. That's enough right there. Like,
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
it's like I suck. Done.
No,
You know?
it's that we're damaged goods. It's that human beings are damaged goods. You know what I'm saying? And the more you forgive, more forgiving you are of others, the more forgiving you can be of yourself, assuming that you're the kind of person that's rough on themselves.
I couldn't
Okay.
find any
Like-
benefit to Christianity at all. So I looked in other places, like even Baptist and stuff like that. I just couldn't do it, dude. Like Pentecostal. None of that shit ever worked out, and it all seemed the same to me. And so I ran into Buddhism. Buddhism was a completely different beast.
Yeah.
You know, it was
Yeah.
Buddhism was more about fixing yourself than
Yeah.
it was about being forgiven for doing bad things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh God.
what you
I-
did
I-
was bad, but this is how you don't do that again.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Dude,
Like,
you know me. I'm a huge fan of Buddhism. Huge fan.
And Preston, you know that I am holding back because I've studied. Okay, it's like I've halfway gone to seminary, but you just through all my pastors, they just retaught all their seminary classes, and I'm like, okay, got it. And so I've been through several schools of thought. I'm just going to hold that back for you right now, and just not to be polite, but just because
No,
it's
it's
boring as shit. So, but it's like the one thing is that I want to toss in there between you and Brian while Jay laughs at us is that. Okay, my oldest sister, she's the only other one in the family who we all grew up Catholic. All right, some of my sisters aren't anything now. They're kind of agnostic. One's like angry atheist. But the oldest sister, she
Brian.
became born again. What is that? Oh, a ring. And
What
so
was that?
when I started cutting off the family members, which by the way made my nightmares stop just a few years ago.
Yeah,
What-
it's
yeah.
amazing what happens when you.
When I
cut off
started
these
cutting
dead
off the
limbs.
family members, I got through one of my younger sisters who I'm still in contact with, that the thing around the family now is, oh, well, if he's cutting us off, then he's not forgiving. And it's like, wait a minute.
No,
Well, that's the biggest
it's-
thing is people
it's not
say
about
you should
that.
you should forgive
not
and
about-
forget and just keep
What-
going on. Like
It's
that's
not
what they tell
about
me about my
that.
Well,
dad.
hold on, guys, please. And it's like, but remember, that's from what I said earlier. That's in the context of people who are perpetuating an abusive environment.
Exactly. Yeah.
And her husband got a little tipsy a few months ago, I'm told, and started railing on her for how she treats me. And I'm like, I'm an adult. I don't need her. I don't need this. Thanks for the info. I'm going to go do other fun things. But that attitude among Christians, where you get abusive people adopting Christianity, and then they twist and try to use Christianity to justify keeping other people in an abusive situation. And that's where I'm like, fuck you, I'm done.
Well, it's also about
There it is.
exiling people too. You know, like there was plenty of times when it was like, oh, we don't associate with him because he's this or he's that. And dude, I mean, that's the judgmental part that I think Brian
Yeah,
was talking
man.
about because
Yeah.
you know, that's another part. It's like this. Like I was raised Catholic too, and what that means to me is that I was raised with a healthy dose of guilt. So, I everything I've seen was ugly about religion. You know what I'm saying? There was
Right.
nothing that was pretty and like that brought me in or anything like that because everything that I've seen associated with religion was ugliness. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah. And,
That'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it, man. That'll do
I
it.
had a non-Catholic, as an adult, not being a Catholic, I had a pastor, and if he was talking to people who were already Christian, meaning the congregation, he would use the gospel, the whole message of forgiveness, to guilt trip in the middle of his sermons, saying, how dare you basically still be sinners? And it's like, dude, that is your basic current theology, is as Martin Luther put it, simul justus et peccator, simultaneously justified and still sinner. And he's just like using forgiveness as a guilt trip.
Yeah, as a cudgel, as a weapon,
Yeah.
or to get money, so you'll get more. to
or
the
that
God.
too, or that, or
In
that.
fact, I want to get you guys' input.
Sure.
I'm thinking about implementing some of these tactics they use to go ahead and get people to give to the church in my campaigns.
Okay.
Oh, what's the plan? What's the plan
You
here?
need to elaborate on that, brother.
And guilting people
Preston is
into
gonna
giving
give
me
one
money.
tip.
Like all my subjects,
that.
all
I
my
like that.
200 and some subjects that
Look, look. I have an easy way for you to make money. Okay. I want you to put up a GoFundMe SS is gonna sue Mark Wade, and then when all people donate,
Oh,
he goes
yeah.
to Mark Wade.
8 million.
You know, profit.
Yeah,
you know,
I'll
I think
make
that
sure
the question
Brian's my
ends in
lawyer.
Profit.
Brian charges me out of the ass. I gotta pay him.
Yeah. No, the real scam
That's
is you
how things
have
are.
Brian do the GoFundMe for you. So that way you're like, hey,
Yeah.
it's not my GoFundMe. You know, That's the
I'll
real
only
scam
do
right
it
there.
if you give me money, Edwin.
Like, I'll
Oh,
donate
man.
$1. That's
What a kick in the
99
nuts,
left.
man.
I gave, then I
No,
gave
no, no,
Richard.
no, 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 no. That's not the way this works. You have to give me as much money as you gave Zach. That's the.
Zach's dead. It's
I
only
mean, I know a lot
Richard
of people are
left.
mad at Zach right now, but it's look. I'm not going to judge
That doesn't describe
either
it.
way, but there's just no doubt it's a punch in the dick
Mm-hmm.
because it's a win for the other side. It really is. It's a victory for them.
For all the
And-
arguments I've heard that it's not a win for them, I'm just like, yeah, but it's still a win for them.
Yeah. So I mean, if I'm sure they're doing a victory lap right now, and they have every reason to. Yeah, we got punched in the dick because
Look,
if
when,
if Zach had won this, it would have set a precedent that would have said
that you
All
can't
right.
tell people what to do.
you can't,
Yeah.
but also you can't go and try to
Interfere.
cock block me when I've got like a deal with an editor or a deal with a
Yeah.
publisher. Like that's forbidden. That's tortious interference.
Mhm.
And it would have been, not just a huge like moral victory. It would have been a technical victory for us.
Well, what they're saying is that the reason why he wouldn't have won his case is because Jawbreakers made a ton of money, like more money than it would have made if it got distributed through.
That's
that
irrelevant,
has
though.
nothing to do
That's
with
completely
interfering in a
irrelevant.
legally binding contract.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, not
Technically
Totally
irrelevant.
irrelevant.
I totally agree.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know,
Oh, no,
I'm not-
dude, we're not directing that towards you. We're directing
Yeah.
that towards the fools
Yeah.
that are making
It's
that argument.
Technically irrelevant, but because the courts would still, unless you got the right judge, the courts would still lean on that and say, well, I guess it really doesn't matter. The ends justify the means, whatever. And yeah.
I mean, depending on the judge, he could easily lose the case. But to me, it was the principle of it. When I
Yes.
read that joint statement, it felt like Preston's girlfriend punching me in the kidney.
Yeah, it's a dick punch for this scene. There's no question about it. It's a loss. It's one final insult to like 2020. One last fuck you from 2020.
I honestly, I didn't see this one coming.
No.
I didn't
Okay,
either.
Did you guys notice that? Okay, we've all go through the 5 stages of grief. Did you know that everybody jumped right over denial straight to anger?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think you
Yeah.
can't deny it. Though, like
I kind of live in the anger, so that's a normal default mode for me. So,
But
it doesn't really-
But I'm not mad at Zach because
Oh, I'm mad at Zach.
Yeah,
I'm really mad.
dude.
My whole thing is
I
this,
may
like-
get there. I may
Well,
be right behind
I
you.
gave him my hard-earned money that I could have spent on supporting some of these great creators, but instead of doing that, I backed Zach for a lawsuit.
I didn't send him
Fuck
any
him.
Well,
money.
here's
He
the
took money.
thing.
That's a very
He took
good
money
point,
from you,
brother.
Preston. I haven't been able to back
Exactly.
you,
Like I needed that money.
He
I
took
need
money
that
from
money,
you.
Brian. I need a top.
took
No, I
money
know.
from you,
20K.
Brian.
That's-
What about me? This is about me. I need that money.
He took money from you, Brian.
Yeah,
you doing
well,
coke?
Folks I haven't been able to
Dude.
back.
and
Your money's
also
doing coke.
the other people that are
You're
out
wrong.
there that are struggling with their campaigns, who should be doing 10K, who should be doing 20K, who are like barely getting past 5.
How
Okay.
much
You
is
know
the
what I'm saying?
GoFundMe? Does anybody have a total on it?
No, but sorry, I don't have a total on it.
It was
okay,
over $100,000 though, wasn't it? It was like
Oh,
it was way
That's
over.
money taken
$100,000.
from creators and their campaigns.
Well, here's the thing. Like
I
you're
didn't think of
fighting-
it that
you're
way.
Fighting a fight, and you're not using your hands. You're using somebody else's hands to fight the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like all you're doing is you're basically like just you're just a stand-in. For
Yeah.
it's not like the money's coming out of his bank account. It's coming out of
Yeah, and it's
everybody
not
else's
just a
bank account,
GoFundMe.
you know
He
what I'm
also
saying?
had a
Like,
Patreon. He's got all sorts of schemes and scams where people funnel money
Joke.
to that lawsuit.
yeah.
It's you know
So,
what?
yeah.
I think I'm starting to get. Yeah, you know what? I think I was in the denial stage, and I'm
Yeah,
coming into
no.
the anger
Well,
stage now.
You're welcome.
Every creator should be pissed off right now that this
It's a
guy
really good
funneled
point, man.
money for lawsuits that could have gone to their campaigns.
I've
Yeah.
never
Good
bought a
point.
Zach book. Never bought a Zach book.
I never
No,
bought a
neither
Zach
have
book
I.
either. I never
Neither
did.
have I.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't find them interesting. Like I'm not that
No.
big. I mean, it's.
I mean, good
let me
luck
see
to
if I
them
can
and
put-
everything, but you know, I think
It reminds me of like '90s Image, like the 1st
Mhm.
wave of '90s Image. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Right.
Jawbreakers and stuff like that. And
Which I'm not the
Pandemic, I
biggest
just really
fan of.
wasn't a big fan. Yeah.
He's a seat of your pants writer, and it's to his detriment as a writer.
Yeah.
To me,
The
he's
one
just,
thing I did defend Zach about was that there was no politics in his book. You know, he never tried to use it as a soapbox. You know, and that was the point of doing a CG book. You know, and
but he's
but
not
he-
officially CG.
No,
no,
he's not.
he separated himself from CG once his book with Jawbreakers got funny.
He's on another level, right?
well, to me,
Now.
he looks like an IP
Yeah.
pumper. So what it is, he'll come
Oh,
up with an
dude,
IP. Excuse me, with an idea, he'll get an artist and he'll get a colorist. And since he has cash in his pocket,
I'd be doing the
I mean,
same thing.
I would love to do that.
I was doing the same exact
I
thing.
have
Yeah,
a
that
lot
he's
of
Brian,
doing.
just start a GoFundMe, and
well, what it is
talk
is
about
he,
My house is
SJWs,
getting
and then-
foreclosed on.
Well, that's what I want to do. That's why I'm putting out so many
That's,
IPs now.
that's
is
the
to go
plan
ahead
from
and
now
do
on.
that,
Just start
you know?
GoFundMes.
we all know.
to sue your SJWs and funnel the money for your campaigns
Not
and your payments.
Yeah, not everyone. We all know not everyone's going to be able to do that. But there are up and coming artists all the time. Like Preston, I believe in the next year or two, we'll be pumping out like 30K to 100K
Oh yeah.
IP. The more and more and more he does this.
I'm down with that. I totally want it, and I'm hoping Edwin would help me on that journey to get to that 30 to 100.
Seriously,
I'm
Preston.
talking about from a wallet point of view. Like you just like throw me some hundreds, and I'll pump
Preston
you'll
Dog.
take
IPs and
Preston
shit.
Dog. Here's the
Take it.
thing: Six Gun number 8, Cemetery Without Crosses. We're gonna take my audience, and we're gonna take your audience, and we're gonna basically turn them into like the man with two heads,
Yeah.
into a
No,
a two-headed
that's
monster.
the idea. Yeah, and that's the
gonna
idea
hopefully-
behind the crossover too. Between
Yeah.
me, you, Lit Devil,
Yeah.
is to take Lit Devil's audience, your audience, and put
Exactly.
everybody's audience together and mix it up.
And
Like-
everybody, and everybody benefits. You know?
Yeah,
Everybody
and
wins.
yeah, and that's kind of the point. But right now, like I was saying, like that as far as the IPs, like I seen that as a great idea to begin with. That's why I mean, yeah, Doc Salem is the beginning, but then there's Non-Devils, then there's also Scully and Bones.
Looking
There's
forward
all
to
these
that.
different IPs that I'm trying to put out. You know,
Oh, dude, I have a
seen-
bunch I would love to, but I don't have the money.
Well,
That's the thing. If I had the money, I'd be fucking putting out books
You'll have
like
time.
that.
you'll
Well,
have
that's why I like writing and drawing
We'll
my
see.
own stuff. It's because I don't need to hire anybody.
Exactly. Well, I mean, you can hire me for writing because I come cheap.
No, actually, Devils.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, it's like you don't even have to pay me for that script because when you asked me, I was just like
Oh no, dude, you
kind
get
of
paid.
floored. I
Don't
was
worry about
like,
that.
I was like, damn. It's like,
Oh, wait.
that's a hell of a fucking compliment. I'd like, oh man, I'd love to do that. To
Everybody
me,
heard that, right? Brian said,
Yes.
"Don't pay me."
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
I think
said you
that's a
don't have
legally binding contract right there.
But also, I got to figure out how I'm going to pay you, dude, for that canvas. I haven't paid you
See,
for that canvas
You,
yet.
you guys just heard him, right? He's paying me, but I ain't got to pay him.
Put it on the record.
Put it on the record. The
Seriously,
YouTube record.
man, you got to keep this shit fun. You have to fucking keep this shit fun. I look at some of my fellow creators and how stressed out they get, and like, oh, my campaign's not doing as well as it should or it could, and like this, the top 4, they're not pushing me, and et cetera, and they get really worked up and they get really bummed out. And it's just like, dude, when that happens, you have to go smack.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I'm making comic books.
Well, here's
This is
here's
a
the thing.
childhood dream that
How many-
I'm fulfilling right now.
How many of you guys? How do you guys like Comics Explained or
Yeah, sure.
the what is it the Comic
Vaguely.
Historian?
a little bit.
I used to
Yeah.
listen to him back in the day
Yeah.
before found out what a cuss
Comic
he
trope.
Well, I was talking to Brian, and the deal is that the reason why people love those guys is because they're getting educated in comics, right?
Yeah. Conceptually,
And-
I love them, but I don't necessarily listen. I caught a few, and that's it.
Well, what if there was this comic historian that did that for CG books? You know what I'm saying? Or Comics Explained that did that for CG books. You know, and that's one thing I pitched to Brian to see if Brian would be interested in doing something like that. You know, like
I have been
Look.
studying that software, by the way. I have been
Look,
studying
Brian.
that software.
I got the thing is, you know, I like you, man, but you're going about this all wrong. You know,
Okay.
you
okay.
see, what you gotta do is you gotta pay your artist in clout and exposure. That's how you get them to do the work, and then you don't have to
Oh,
spend as much,
dude.
brother. You know,
I was on Prime. I was on Amazon Prime yesterday. Like my homie and I, we were like hanging out, sleazing out, eating like fucking White Castle, like veggie burgers
I
and
fucking
just
love White Castle.
White Castle.
fries and
I don't believe
fucking
any of the story.
footsies and just all we were like because we were both depressed, right? And we're like, okay, we're depressed. It's Christmas tomorrow. Fuck it. Let's get really baked. Order like a bag of food that's going to give us the shits the next day, and watch some
Sliders.
kick-ass like cult horror movies, which is what we did. And I forget that I had a point.
Blue, that
It's
that
okay.
book you got, the Superman Shazam, I think that was made into a treasury edition too.
Yeah, I've got it on order from my discount place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's included in that. So there's a big thick copy of a lot of Superman versus Shazam. But
I don't
okay,
like that they
does Jay remember Brian's point yet? Do we have any
No-
idea where
no
this
one
was?
remembers.
Oh.
No one remembers.
No, I mean we're talking about
I'm just
you know,
picking on you, man.
I know.
I'm
I
eating
know.
my Twizzler, bro.
Reach
He started
out.
talking about eating a White Castle, and it all just went sideways.
Are you doing your Coke through the Twizzler? Is that it?
Excuse me, this is whiskey and Coke. But the Brian said that they had vegan burgers at White Castle. I don't believe that.
I didn't
Impossible
realize they
burgers.
did. Oh,
They
they
give,
do?
they give you the shits just like the real ones.
Well, here in the South, I don't think they got vegetable burgers at White Castle.
Oh, the
don't think they
vegetable
do
burgers
either.
are
I don't
nasty.
know.
You don't want
But
the
then
vegetable
again,
burgers.
It's been so long since I had White Castle. Like I have no idea, dude.
Oh, dude, I hadn't had it in a long
They're
time
so
either.
shitty.
But I was just like, fuck it.
I like sliders, dude. Like I remember, I don't know if it was
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts or Tasty Donuts.
Ruby
used to do
Tuesday got some
sliders.
good ass
Yeah.
sliders, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh wait, are
Yeah.
we done crapping on what's his name?
Zach?
Yeah, are we done crapping on
Richard?
Zach? I was gonna
Yeah, I
crap on
think
him.
so. I think so.
I think Ace has a little. He's got a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, I got the I got
He's
that.
got a chip in his
what
wallet.
was that thing? J Money was swinging around. You know,
Oh, the mace? I got it, bro.
That's a
Yeah.
flail, actually.
now, I might need that. Take a trip down to Texas.
Oh man,
Okay, here's
Dude.
what-
It's definitely a rallying cry. I can.
there's
tell
gonna
you
be a
that.
fucking huge like crime wave coming up. I mean, the government's just basically told everybody, fuck all y'all.
Mhm.
We're gonna just let you die. We're just gonna let you die.
Yeah, here's
and you-
$600. Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just
What are you
like they're
talking
like, you
about?
know what? We'll take the riots. If there are riots and shit, that's okay. We'll send the cops in. They'll beat the living crap out of people. News won't even cover it if we tell them not to. And you know, it's
I don't-
scary.
None of that's
shit,
going
man.
through though. None
Yeah.
of that's going through right
None
now.
of that's-
Like as far as the $600, they got voted out. Like that's
I
not
know,
going to happen.
I know.
Yeah.
It's but I mean, it doesn't matter if it does or not because it means nothing.
Well,
you know,
even with
In
the
other
600
countries that are paying people like I think like in Germany, you get like basically the equivalent of what would be $7,000 a month,
Yeah.
and
well,
it's that way in every European country. It's
Mhm.
that way in Scandinavia. It's that way in every Western country in the world except here.
Hey, man, this is a fight for our slush funds, bro. That's all it is.
I heard next month they're going to start paying us in rat meat.
Hey, all I'm saying is the
Taco
rich
Bell
are
rat
looking mighty tasty these days.
Do y'all remember Snowpiercer, where they when he
Oh,
realized
yeah.
where he realized what that gelatin was made out of? That's what we're gonna get.
You know,
Yep.
me and my lady, I was bringing her in to get oral surgery, and I don't know if there's
I thought he was gonna say
Nutri-Rats
something
where you're at.
Oral
J-Money?
what?
Nutri-Rats?
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
No, you don't have
Nutri-Rats?
Nutri-Rats?
Heard of that.
Yeah, they look like beavers. Yeah.
Oh, that
Except-
sounds cute. That sounds cute.
Yeah, except they kind of hop around like rats. Like they kind of.
Oh, okay.
But,
Do they fuck with shit? Or like,
well, they're not native to Louisiana, right? They came over like I think maybe
Can't blame
20,
the
30
French,
years
bro.
ago or something like that. Yeah, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
mass they fucking just fucking expanded everywhere, right? But the problem is, and it was open season on Nutra when I was a teenager. Like the sheriff, the mayor, and everybody was like, just kill them, just fucking kill as many as you can. No, I'm serious because
I believe you.
no, they add to the destruction of the land around here. You
Right,
know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Louisiana does not need any help in that area. But,
Isn't there like a plague of like monster pigs in like, and I think
What the
like
hell is
West
There
going
was
Texas or
after the
something?
flood. Yeah, but the Nutra, like we were passing by the hospital, and there's just a herd of Nutra rat over playing with the ducks, you know, by the pond and shit like that. I was like, and I remember when I was a kid, like they were trying to get rid of Nutra and find a use for them so much that Winn-Dixie was selling Nutra sausage, you know.
Hey,
I'm
waste
dead
not,
serious.
want not. Waste
And
not, want not.
It tasted good too, dude, because they were getting out
Really?
free samples and they were like, here, try this. I was like, what is it? Yeah, after I popped it in my mouth, right? And they were like, Nutra. And I was like, pretty good. Because men,
I would try alligator.
because
shit
men are
totally
dumb animals, dude. That's
sounds
why.
Big
Because
animal.
alligator's fucking delicious. It is
Yeah.
fucking
I've heard.
That was alligator.
I've heard. Here's the real question:
Fried
do
alligator.
I open this or do I keep it in the package?
Do not open it. Don't open.
I don't know.
Don't
Is
Is
that
it-
your Christmas present for Preston?
Is it OG?
No, it's not.
No, that's
It's not.
his.
This is for me. Do you want to see Preston's Christmas present?
Whoa,
Preston,
whoa, whoa.
close your eyes real quick.
Don't forget, this is his Christmas
Okay.
and birthday present.
He's gonna show you the BDSM.
Oh, yes. I didn't know that. Well, you know what? I will see because
No. You ain't
I know
gonna
he
do
was
that.
pretty sweet. I know Preston was pretty sweet on a Beta Ray Bill figure that I have. So
Whoa.
Oh
see
shit!
if we
You got
can-
that?
yeah, man. Yeah, man. Remember when I sent you that Galactus? You're like, oh, don't you
yeah.
have a
That
Beta
shit's
Ray
badass,
Bill
dude.
too? I'm like, yeah, I do. You ain't getting them.
I got a sad story about Galactus. I actually had was it 42?
That's
Yeah.
exactly what they are. Except they grew
It was
to be
Fantastic
fucking
Four
enormous.
42 with
What's
Galactus,
that?
right? Yeah, it was
Which
42.
one?
It was 42, I think.
Yeah, I
42.
got it. I just showed it. Yeah.
Yeah, I sold it was the one with Galactus on the cover with his hand out.
Yeah,
it
and
looks
they
like
got the
he was
Fantastic
a
Four like
woman.
running around.
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
bottom.
Yeah,
I sold that because back in the day, I used to sell stuff on eBay a lot. I sold 42 4.5 CGC for $550.
Yeah.
If I would have sat on that for, I don't know, till now, I could have sold it for at least
I thought about
think
getting rid of mine.
it's 800 or
Because-
900 at least for
Yeah,
four
I
or
wanted
five,
to buy the first appearance of the Goon, you know,
right?
and because I like you boys' work, you know,
Oh, he's fantastic, isn't he?
Eric?
Powell.
Yeah.
Eric
Yeah.
Powell. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, because I'm a big fan of his Hillbilly series and stuff like
Yes.
that, right?
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
But that Goon #1 was $500, dude. And I couldn't find a raw copy. Like I would have been happy with a raw copy, you know.
Mm.
But all I could find was a 9.4, you know. And I was like, "Fuck, dude!" So I bought it, and I was like, "I got to sell that Fantastic Four, you know, first appearance of Galactus." Would you believe I couldn't find a buyer for it?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, dude,
What
I couldn't-
condition was it in?
I just showed
Not
it
that
to you.
surprising.
It's about a
Right.
5, you know. And
Oh, that's okay.
yeah, it's good. But then I was like, I wasn't looking in the right spots, and maybe it was me. Maybe it was just me trying not to sell it.
Maybe.
Because I didn't put it on
Seriously,
eBay. And
I can't
never,
see you. I can't see you parting with that.
Well,
Man.
there's one thing. It's like this. Like if I was going to sell a comic, I would probably contact J Money and you first before I'd contact a store. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I'm not a collector. You know that.
Oh,
But-
Yeah, but going to a store is like going to a
Pawn
pawn
shop.
shop. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, you
So
never
you're going to
do
get
that.
maybe a quarter to 10% of what the book's
Exactly.
actually worth.
I'm selling
So-
a bunch of shit on eBay and Amazon because,
Yeah.
like, you know, money problems in a major way.
Yeah.
But man, it's like
Dude, that Yosagi
Right.
Yojimbo #1, you can probably get some cash for that.
Yeah.
You know.
You'd
Yeah,
be
fine.
surprised. People are letting their shit go cheap right now
Lords of Mystery.
on eBay. You know, because guess what? There's like a million other motherfuckers out there right now who are selling everything.
Really?
Because dude, people can't pay fucking rent. Right? So people are scrambling to survive. So right now is the
Yeah.
best time ever to be a collector.
Mhm.
Because people are letting their stuff go for nothing, man.
I'm gonna have
For
to
like
look that
very
up.
little. I sold the only thing I actually made like a buck on was I sold my Bela Lugosi Dracula, like very first action figure of Bela Lugosi as Dracula, because like his family, or I should say Bela Lugosi Jr., is very, very litigious about his father's face,
Yeah.
right? And his likeness. And that's why, generally speaking, you see a Dracula toy, it never looks like Lugosi. This was the very first one, and I sold it for like, I think maybe about $150 or something like that. I bought it for 20, so.
Huh.
But I've seen other people, you know, I sold that at a pretty decent price. Still, you know, could have gotten way more for it if we weren't in a depression. But man, I've seen people, I went to my collection, was taking out books. I was like, oh yeah, this is at least 50, this is at least 100. And then people were like selling them for like 10, 15. They're
Yeah.
just like, yeah,
Well,
it's really
one of the-
sad.
One of the best scores of my life. So I used to be an eBay. I was eBay flipper back in the day. It was fun in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
But I got a Ultimate Spider-Man lot 1 through 75, and the Ultimate Spider-Man, you had a white background cover. It was 1 in 2000,
Mhm.
and issue number 5 was also a low print run. So I got the whole lot 1 through 75 for $750.
Oh, that's
I
sweet.
sent issue number 1, white background, issue number 2, 3, and 5 into CGC with a couple magazines. I had a Spectacular Spider-Man magazine with a painted cover with Hobgoblin and like Spider-Man's underneath it like that. I forget what it was. But
Right.
I sold that white background a 9.6 for $2,000 fucking dollars.
Nice.
Dude.
I got, and then the issue number 1 standard cover came back. So this is before I knew what pressing was. I regret every single book I ever fucking sold once I
no.
learned out what pressing was.
Yeah.
Because bro, I sold a 268, which is Captain America, Scarlet Witch, and Wolverine on the cover with Jim Lee.
Wow.
It was Uncanny X-Men 268. I sold that at 9.6 for like $80-$90. If I would have known what pressing was, I could have sold that at like a 9.9, 10.0. It was so clean. I actually went through a back and forth with the CGC people as to why it did not get a 9.8. And I actually had a couple emails. But anyway, I sold the white background for 2 Gs. I sold the standard cover for $800 at a 9.4, and I
Nice.
sold issue number 2 and 3 together for $250 together. And I never sold 9.5 because it never met. I had a minimum price of at least, I think it was like 200 or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but that's a 9.4 as well. But that 9.6 I sold white background cover was one of the best sells I ever made in my life.
Nice.
Sale I ever made, and I haven't flipped a lot of shit, was first issue of The Walking Dead I sold for like $1,300.
Yeah, you told me about that, and he was like,
I feel
Brian's
guilty.
like, this guy's a fucking idiot. I'm gonna get that $1,300, and I was like, dude, it's worth $3,500.
I know.
Right.
I know. Seriously, I kind of felt like, are you sure you want to spend $1,300 on a fucking comic book? And
I'll tell
I
you a
figured,
better story
if
about
he was
that.
buying it, you know, I'm sure he had the money. So
A buddy of mine, one of the guys that I deal with that owns a comic shop, he contacted The Walking Dead to go ahead and get a shop special, right? Where
Oh,
it has
really?
his logo on it and stuff like that.
nice.
Well, they got back to him and they said, like, we can't give it to you because, you know, you got your order in too late or some stupid shit like that.
What?
But then it's bullshit because they produce like 3 or 4 of them, right?
Right.
And then they put one on sale online and the motherfucker went for $3,000 because there's only 3 like it. And he's like, so he's seeing it, because he trolls eBay all the time because he owns the shop. He's like, what the fuck? You told me like you couldn't produce.
That's
my
a
book.
that's a
And
that's
he's
a
like-
really rotten thing
he's
to
like,
do to
why-
somebody.
He's like, no, we
For
need to
customer.
talk about this. He's like, what the fuck? So they were like, okay, look, we got 2 left over. They're graded. We'll send them to you. He's like,
Okay, all right.
assholes.
Oh,
bro.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
I mean, they did the right thing, but it's bullshit
Yeah,
that
but
he
they had to get
actually
caught
ask.
first to do the right thing. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
I'll tell you a
fucked up,
story
man.
about J. Scott Campbell. So do y'all remember that J. Scott Campbell a cover that he did for Wolverine that had the blades that were glow in the dark? It was
Yeah,
like
so,
limited
yeah.
to 100 or 1,000 or something.
Mhm.
Like as soon as it came up on the email, I claimed my order. Everything went through, and then I got an email like a day or 2 later saying that I'm excluded from that purchase. And bro, I went back and forth with them. I've never ordered from J. Scott Campbell after that Wolverine glow in the dark blade
Mhm.
cover, and they ended up sending it to me, and I ended up getting it sent to CGC 9.8 and selling it. But the what I learned from what they do is, even though they say it's like limited to 1,000 on like J. Scott Campbell, he'll only put like 500 issues up. And
Yeah.
and what he'll do is he'll go to cons and sell the issues that he sold out of on the webpage at the cons. And
Yeah.
I bro, because I think his wife or something controls the emails, but I was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then magically my order got approved, and then I got the glow in the dark issue. But
Squeaky wheel, dude.
that was
It's all about
very-
that squeaky wheel.
very
Yeah.
last fucking time I ordered from J. Scott Campbell.
Yeah.
Preston, can you just not wait until we become happening enough where we can treat people, customers, like absolute just
Oh, I
dicks?
totally want to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, where's that? Where's
Guys,
that mission?
guys,
Oh,
We
here.
can tell our
Let me see.
backers to fuck off.
It's like, where's
Guys,
where's that
I'm letting
commission at?
everybody
Wait,
know
wait a
right
second,
now.
let me get it. Oh, there it is. Right fucking here.
It
What,
blows
what's
my
that?
mind. It blows my mind.
Once I get to 6 figures, it's gonna be F you to everybody. And I'm not gonna be answering anybody's DMs that I'm talking to right now. I'm gonna stop following people back.
Yep, yep.
You
Nah,
can't hurt me. You can't hurt me, Edwin. Most people don't answer my DMs.
But it's like the arrogance of some of these motherfuckers, man. I,
think-
can't
yeah, but
believe
I think
it.
a lot
It
of
blows
them-
my mind.
I think a lot of them never expected to get this fame. It was like I don't think a lot of people like fucking.
Honestly,
from when
I
I heard
think,
about Todd McFarlane, like he
Wouldn't
never
you
even
feel
really.
grateful? Wouldn't
I
you be
think
like,
fame reveals what people are inside.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
and
well, that's
money.
what Ben Franklin said, right? I mean, if you really want to know what a person's like, give them power.
You know, it's very true. That's
I
very
mean,
true.
honestly, I treat my fans like gold, dude. Like I
You
got
have to.
commission guys
Gotta.
that have come back to me for years, and the reason why they do is because I'm like, if I see they have a birthday or something like that, I'll just send them something. Yeah, I'll be like, hey,
I cannot wait
birthday's
to afford to pay you to do my cover in your
I've seen some of the books you got. We'll talk.
some of your
I don't want to derail this stream. I don't want to derail the stream.
Oh,
but
God,
do,
why not?
do you guys want to see the present, the Christmas present that I accidentally sent to myself that was meant for
If
Preston?
it's a
Go for
fleshlight,
it.
Brian.
It's probably a flashlight.
it's a refrigerated flashlight.
The new sensual massage.
What the fuck is
Jesus, he's so fucking lying.
can you not even
No, I'm so not. Okay.
Why would you send me that?
Every
you can't open that,
every
can you?
time. Oh wait, the pages are stuck together. Every time I have a friend and they get married, I send them this.
You do realize I'm never going to read that. Like I can see
Yeah,
that
you
over the
are.
internet, right?
Yeah, you are.
They have
Your woman's
videos
gonna
all about
find
that
this.
everywhere.
Your woman's gonna find this and she's gonna be like, "Could you do this to me?"
She already does that. She goes to YouTube and she's like, this or
She
And I'm
watches
telling
the videos you
I'm
put up.
telling you,
Yeah, no.
you do this. You do because you got to keep the pot spicy. You do that. You read the instructions and you follow them, and your woman will be a very happy woman.
Jesus
You do
Christ.
you do treat your customers like gold, dude. Right there. That.
Oh man.
See that
But-
puppy?
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You-
that's what I was saying. Like, I mean, yeah, Blue was like, I don't know
beautiful.
if I was gonna get the card that I want. Like, he sent me an email. And he's like, hey, I
Begging.
want this specific card. And I was like,
But you got to be nice. It's like, is it possible? You know.
Oh
no,
yeah.
I mean, you could have
yeah,
told me like you
nasty.
fucked up, and I would have sent it to you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not.
I mean, mind you, if I get a complaint from a customer, from a backer, if they're pissed off because they got their book arrived, it was all jacked up and fucked up by I mean, oh my god. In one case, a person didn't even get a mangled book. They got an empty Gemini mailer.
Oh.
What can you imagine? Like somebody's expecting a book from you. Oh, cool! It's Six Gun Gorilla. You open it. There's nothing inside.
Yeah. God.
Well, this is a
Right?
perfect segue into the intervention we were planning. Brian, you have a problem.
What was that?
that was a joke. Don't worry.
Did you?
I
Edwin,
know.
did you
I
get
was
those two?
finding out what the joke was.
Is that your 2 pages you own from the people?
Oh, that's
Just
very
got
good.
the hey, man.
Nice.
Dude, that's badass.
So,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
how
yeah.
much are those metal prints to? What's the actual cost? What's the actual?
Here's the deal. I got those made in 2012. I have no fucking clue. I can't
Okay.
remember.
It's cool though.
I know
It
I
is.
had a source that was and it was very rare to find those back then. Like it was,
Mm.
I mean, that was
Right.
fucking years ago, dude. And
Not gonna
he
flash.
was like, this will make your campaign that much better if you get a bunch of these metal covers and go ahead and get some metal cards to go with it. And I was like, all right, sign me up. You know, so I got like 20 or 30 metal covers, and I got a few sets, like I think 20 or 30 sets of metal cards. you
Right.
know, and I had a bunch of
Oh,
cards left. Like I don't have that many left over anymore. Like this is out of a stack. This is all I got left. Yeah.
Right. And those are metal as well.
Yeah, these are all metal. The problem with metal cards is that if they get bent, they're fucking. That's it.
Yeah,
It's
they're done.
done. You can't straighten them out. Yeah.
They get my Jose Canseco rookie card.
What I like to do though, I like to sharpen the edges of the metal cards and put them in the sleeve. You reach in there to get them. It's
Ninja
necessary.
stars. It's-
It's like fuck. Bleed all over the place.
What was really cool is that we kind of lost contact after I asked you that question, and I really was trying to be polite and say, well, if it's possible, I don't want to be a pain in the ass and all that. And then it was supposed to be okay. We'll talk at this stage of fulfillment or whatever, and then I forgot to, and then it came anyway. And I'm like, did he remember? Did he know? How did he know that was me? That was it's
I fucking totally forgot. Actually, I'm a bird
yeah.
brain.
so total serendipity, man.
Yeah, but even if, like I said, if you wouldn't have got the card you wanted, I would have just sent you whatever.
Yeah.
you know.
Try having to buy a Ford V8 transmission in the middle of the year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you do all your car work, like all your automotive work?
So I
or-
can do car work, but where I live now, because I moved from Virginia down after my dad died, there is no way I can work on my truck
Yeah.
where I live. There's just no way.
I stopped working on my own car when.
Yeah, I had to pay $2,800 fucking dollars,
Yeah.
and then after that, I drop a either blew a bearing out on the rod or I dropped a rocker arm rod. And
Yeah.
so, like, after I spent $2,800, this motherfucker, while I'm going to the gas station, it starts clunk, 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 clunk. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And now it's been sitting there for 4 or 5 months now.
Me and my brother, we do all our own car work as far as like wheel bearings and shit like that. But anything that has to do major engine repair, I don't touch it, dude, because there's too many sensors and computer chips and shit like that. My first car was a 79 Z28 souped up for drag racing, like I bought
That was
it from
your
this
first car.
Yeah, because I bought it from this couple
Family.
and they built 2 cars, one for her and one for him, so that they can drag race,
Nice.
And
Yes.
Drag racer dog.
yeah, and what happened was they broke up because I think he cheated on her or something like that. So she
Yeah.
didn't want the car anymore. So she was like, "I'll sell it to you for $800." And I was like, okay, but I was 16, dude. Like I was trying to work to pay that $800 is a lot of money when you're 16. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And honestly, that probably shouldn't have been my first car, because when I would go down, like the first time I got behind a wheel, I was like, oh, it's a car. And
Yeah,
I'm looking,
man.
I was like, this car isn't that. I was like, it's only going 40 miles per hour. I was looking at the RPMs, right?
Oh. Oh god.
Like it goes fast, but it's only going 40. I was like, that's weird.
Oh, that's so badass. My first car was
Here's the
a
problem with
Honda.
cars like that, though, is that you got to keep up with them. It's not like you can just drive them and leave them sit. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Right, they
constantly,
require like a lot of maintenance, right?
yeah, dude. Like I had a 4-barrel carburetor with a big block V8. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a
Oh,
small
man.
block V8, something like that. And it was like the lifters were constantly getting out of and all this shit.
Oh, that
It's going
sucks.
18 and 20s and a quarter mile. It's going
Yeah.
20 seconds in the quarter.
Dude, it was
Cars-
like you got to keep up with all that shit, dude. Like it's
Oh my god.
those souped up fucking cars aren't no joke, dude. Like you got to fucking keep adjusting shit, and it's like motorcycles, like those old school motorcycles. They sound
Yeah.
fantastic, but
Yeah, but
you
they
got to
require
keep
like
up on it, dude. You
like
know?
a fuck ton of maintenance, which
Yeah.
to me would take a lot of the fun out of it.
Nah,
It does.
man, nah.
It does for me, but here's the deal. Like that would have been good for a second car, because then I would have all that knowledge to bring over. Because it was my first car. I
Right,
beat that car to death, dude. I destroyed that fucking
Good
car.
for you. Good for you. That's awesome.
That's cool that you did drag racing, Brian, or anybody else. Did y'all do drag racing?
No,
No.
No.
I love
I
it.
never
nothing
technically
remotely
drag
that
raced.
cool.
I just raced. That's
Yeah, in Virginia we had Dinwiddie International Dinwiddie something raceway. I forget what it. Anyway, it was a quarter mile race track, and then we had VIR in Virginia, which is Virginia International Raceway, and because I was in the military, my buddy was in the military, bro. We'd rent a camper from NAS Oceana for $60 for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, no tax, and we would rent and we would chill right inside of the paddock. So we pissed and shit and showered in the same areas where the same exact area where the race car drivers pissed, shit, and showered, and it was
Gnarly.
the coolest thing. Because when we were doing it was the same year that Lamborghini got back into the GTR and the GT class. So Lamborghini and Ferrari got back into the 12-hour and the 24-hour Le Mans. And bro, like, could you imagine seeing like a giant 18-wheeler, brand fucking new, like just a few months old, and it's a Ferrari, and it's the whole Ferrari team. It's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life.
oh, that's fucking awesome.
You see that comment, Jay?
Yeah, Jim, I got the V8 rear wheel. So I got an F350 and F150. And so I spent, because I got the V8 on my F1. So I got a 2006 or 2008. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I spent $2,500 to. So what happened, what I think happened is the radiator blew, because I blew a little tiny hole in the bottom right hand corner where the cowl is, and it just rubbed a hole. So I wasn't like blasting out radiator fluid. I was just dripping it.
Yeah.
And I think I overheated my transmission, because I have commercial lawnmower equipment as well, and I overheated my transmission. And so when I did that, I spent all the money to get the transmission replaced. With the labor and everything. I also replaced my radiator and all that jazz. And literally, I think because how everything had happened, I just fucked that truck up. And it's Ford, found on the road dead. So
I think I think we're gonna have to close it out. It's getting late over here. Tomorrow's Christmas.
Yeah.
Me and my lady
I
have
was-
to spend
I
some
was
time
always-
together. And apparently Brian and his old lady have to spend time together.
Tarna and I have a date tonight.
Get it with your flashlight.
Yeah, try out that sensual massage book on her. Okay, I want to plant a mind virus before we go, if that's okay.
Absolutely, dude.
Preston. Okay, but this rolls back a bit. Like I keep wanting to say something, and then the topic moves and whatever. Zach and the lawsuit. Can we go back to that?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So his little disclaimer that he put out, because that's really what it is, said, in light of COVID, which just makes you want to burn your screen with a blowtorch when you see that. If it's really in light of COVID, and I know the
That's what
$600
it said. That's what
That's
the
a lame excuse. Jesus, man.
but the $600 from the government thing, I have plenty to keep me occupied in a good way. That's good, Goran, good brother. So the whole $600 from the government isn't in a vacuum. There are other things going on with it, like the Paycheck Protection Program is still going. But even the prior stuff they voted for still has almost 200 billion left in it. So this is all just a huge mess and joke. But so he says, in light of COVID, we want to drop the suit because whatever. And then he talks about giving the money to charity. Now, technologically, I don't think what I want to propose is actually possible, but I just want to put it out there anyway. Is like, because it won't affect me. I know I donated to his Patreon, but I redid my finances at one point, and I took everything out, and I never put him back in. So I'm in for a couple hundred. Okay, that was enough months ago that I don't think what my proposition will affect me. It won't benefit me. He should, if technologically possible, go in reverse chronological order between GoFundMe and Patreon and refund everything until he runs out of money.
Well,
One transaction.
you're right,
at a time.
because
That would be the honorable thing.
I got
Because in
Patreon.
light of COVID, there you go.
There you
And
go.
with my Patreon, I got the option to refund people. I can go all the way back, I think like a few months or something like that. So,
Yeah.
And I know for a fact, I don't know about GoFundMe, but I do know as far as Patreon goes, you can refund people. So I don't know why it's going to charity. Why would it go to charity?
Because he's probably not thinking much, and
Yeah.
well, that
Realize.
I'm not saying like anything shady going on, but that leads me to
I'll
believe
say there's something
shady
shady going on. Yeah, trust me, you can be PC. That's fucking shady. I put my hard-earned money in his pocket that could have gone to other creators. I'm pissed. I don't give a fuck.
No, I'm just saying, like,
It's a really good
that
point.
seems very shady to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
here's a bunch of money for a specific purpose. Oh, you don't need it anymore.
Give
And
it
then-
back.
Yeah, let's give it to charity.
Why would it go to charity? There's plenty of
This-
charity
this
happening
isn't a
right now.
gift.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you
People
know-
ain't working.
Do you
Right now,
know-
lots of us are a charity.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know what? I've had like quite a few people cancel their backing of my book and like send me an email apologizing
Mm-hmm.
and saying like I'm oh man, I'm so sorry, but like money's
Well, that's
tight
that's
right
why you lock them in, Brian. You lock them in.
well, it's like fuck, man. I think that's the least that Zach could do is refund people's money.
Yeah, I had to put, because I was on Bancroft's stream earlier, and I did mention that I donated. Now that means I had to put the disclaimer out there to today, just now, to say, okay, I don't think this will go back far enough to benefit me.
Right.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. I mean, and plus there's another thing too. Like if there really is like $100,000 left in the funds, you know what I'm saying, or even approaching that, that's a lot of money, dude. That's
That
a
is.
lot of money.
That is. It could be but it could be that Zach is just going to take the money and run, or maybe
I don't know.
I'm not saying that.
Jim
I might
Cox
have to get Mark Zaid on retainer.
Jim Cox gave us a
maybe
good
Brian
reminder here. The GoFundMe always had the clause in it that said extras go to charity afterwards. So at least the Patreon money.
Yes, after the lawsuit, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but is that before COVID?
that was
Because
before.
no, what I'm saying is because now if you're going to use COVID as an excuse to go ahead and say like we're dropping a lawsuit, you can also use COVID as an excuse to give the money back to the people that actually donated, because a lot of those people aren't doing as well as they were doing before COVID. You see what I'm
exactly,
saying?
and they could use that money back. That's
Yeah.
why I always felt bad for these people that had to cancel their orders.
Take care of your fans. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Take care of your fans.
So all of his
Always.
donors are now a charity, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, like make
I think that's
make sure
reasonable.
your house is clean before you try to clean.
Jay, you look like you want to say something that's just going to blow me away, just destroy me. Be like, Blue, you're a moron. No, but okay, I got my feelings out now. Okay, everybody's.
Zach made a bad choice.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. One last punch in the nuts from 2020, fellas.
Yeah.
You guys know Steve Inman?
Can't say I've had the pleasure.
He's the commentator. Does a lot of commentating. Does those unnecessary commenting on street violence stuff you see on Twitter.
I don't think I've seen it. I don't believe I'm familiar.
You're ruining this. You're really
Sorry.
ruining this, Brian.
Sorry. What about you other guys? Do you know who he's talking about?
I have no idea, but I got to head out. So I'll tell you what,
All right,
I'm going to
guys.
close the
All
stream,
right,
and
guys.
you guys can hang around if you want. But I'm
And
not-
Merry Christmas, you
Merry
sexy
Christmas and a Happy New Year.
motherfuckers. Peace
in the
out,
next
everybody.
30 minutes, it'll be Christmas.
All right.
I'll take it easy.
Peace out. Peace